Welcome back to the Barony of Olives, dreamers. Tonight we are on episode 3 of our Changing the Dreaming Chronicle here with StreamPunks. I hope y'all are doing fine this evening. It feels weird to ask you that because we just spent the past 25 minutes shooting the shit and goofing about when we should have been starting the game, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes with your RPG groups, and you sit down, and before you get into the story, everyone just kind of just fucks around, and that's good stuff. One of these days we'll have to do one of these days we should all just sit down and do like a round table where we just talk about Pride and Prejudice and See No Man and
Yes.
Our
and
love for Brendan Fraser.
sexual 90s industrial goth bands.
Yes. Oh my God. Typo negative, por favor.
Typo negative. We've been talking about typo negative all day. So for those of y'all who are watching today's episode, this is actually happening for y'all. It's happening, of course, at Monday night, 6 p.m., where you're going to catch us every single time. But for us, it's Patty's Day. So I'm wearing my green hat and wishing everybody a happy Patty's Day. If you're only getting this now, happy belated Patty's Day. I hope everyone had a great day of just celebrating. Not everybody drinks, so maybe chocolate. Not everybody eats chocolate. I'm sorry, Elisa. Damn it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that in front of you.
It's okay. I might make Irish soda bread tonight. Gluten-free Irish soda bread.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Irish coffee. There's a place in San Diego that serves the best Irish coffee.
And the other holiday. It's a double holiday day.
It's a double holiday day. That's
Is
right.
it?
That's right. This evening is a very big evening for.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep. So it's good times. Good times.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get some of the announcements out of the way. Do I have anything off the top? For me, all I have is, of course, Gax Pack is on Sundays, and we're gearing up for Gary Con. Me, Elisa, and Adriana are on that show, and it has gotten so completely wacky. But if you want to see B. Dave Walters play an ultra emo drow boy who got stuck in a giant bubble and bounced across a glade, I highly recommend you coming to check it out. And if that's not good enough for you, then Jason Charles Miller randomly breaks out into songs like a Rankin and Bass film, but it's Jason and Charles Miller. So that's my pitch to all of you. It's fantastic. So come check that out. That is on Sundays at 4 p.m. over on Gary Con Live. Oh, no, that's when it ends, isn't it? It starts at 1, I believe. Is that right, Adriana? Is that right?
Yep.
Lisa? Okay.
1 p.m.
I get all my times mixed up. And
hear
that's all I've got right now. Does anybody else have any announcements? Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I have one. It's finally announced and happened. So please, I got to GM for the first time in this whole year so far. Oh, my dog is so angry.
He's like, I'm not GM, damn it.
I know. He's just proud of his mama.
Yeah.
So I got to GM the new Root RPG. You know the game Root? They came out, they published an RPG
I saw that.
system.
Yeah.
It is so fun. So I GM'd a one shot for Xander Jean-Ray, Joe Johnson, and Paula Deming and Becca Scott. It's over on Becca Scott's channel. So you probably find the VOD at Good Time Society or on the Twitch channel, The Becca Scott. But either way, please go show it some love because it was a sponsored episode and I felt like it went really, really well and really fun. So it would be great if you could help show it some love.
Go follow Good Time Society, y'all.
Yeah, it's very
Yes,
good.
yes.
And Becca, all the things.
And Becca. Becca's been doing so much stuff. So proud of Becca. She's been kicking ass.
She do that.
Okay. Yeah. So anybody else got anything? Anybody else? Yes, Bonnie. Oh, sorry. No, Bonnie's not good. Sorry, just reflex.
I can't
Poor
announce
Bonnie.
it yet. I don't know what, but I'm gonna be out somewhere real soon. So if you're in this random obscure town,
Come listen to me sing Meatloaf.
Ooh.
I can't announce it yet, but it's happening. So be there. And okay. All right. If there's nothing else, really, just dead silence. You could barely hear that. It was like a mouse squeaking off in the distance. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start tonight's episode of the Barony of Olives. Welcome back, everybody. Before we jump into tonight's game, I do have a few things to add to our narrative tonight and some of the rules. I was just teasing Sam because we're going to start the game off. I told Sam that they're going to have to roll save versus UPS truck. But Sam, of course, is insisting that it was not made clear to Sam that it was a UPS truck until the narrative had put them in the middle of the street. However, I defend myself by saying poor Holly just sees a large brown whale on wheels swimming towards you at incredible speeds.
Yeah.
Look, I'm much faster at dodging when I'm swimming.
Yeah.
And let's be perfectly honest. If it had only been a sedan, would I be doing things different?
Not really,
Like,
no.
Is it really the size of the vehicle? Like,
Not really,
it takes a Class B license to drive you. Nah.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so what am I rolling here?
Well, let's go ahead and do
I'm
this
sorry.
real quick. So there's going to be, as I kind of mentioned before when we first started the Chronicle, I'm going to be making adjustments as we go to the story point system that we have started up with our dreamers who are supporting us over on Coffee and making the dream come true for all of us by making the Barony of Olives possible. So all of you dreamers, you family out there, y'all are at the StreamPunks level are giving story points to the characters. Now I'm revising how those story points work. Moving forward, we're going to try this out. Moving forward, spending a story point will automatically give you a specialty. Here's how specialties work. Specialties add immediately, they add a +1 die to your roll. But is that a Selkie? Do you have a Selkie? Because a little dog head coming out of the ocean there. I was like, it's a Selkie. So if you spend a story point, you get an automatic +1 die to your roll, but 10s now explode. So if you roll a 0, if you roll a 10 on a 10-sided die, that counts for 2 successes instead of just 1. So it's a big deal. And we're going to try this out because it has potential of being immensely powerful because it basically lets you spend story points to gain specialties in whatever you roll. So we're going to try it, but I also think it's significant enough and reflective of some of our StreamPunks supporting us. However, there's more to it. You can spend a story point to function much like what willpower can do in this game. By spending a story point, you can ensure that your next roll does not botch. So what that means is you can't roll a critical failure. You can still fail the roll, but you won't land on your face, basically, is kind of what it ensures. And the last one is instead of awarding you glamour by spending a story point, I'm going to remove that ability because that's intrinsic to being the experience of changeling, and it would kind of make it so we get around of what you need to do to muse mortals and enchant the world. Instead, what we're going to do is you can spend a story point to stave off a point of banality. So the dreamers that are supporting the StreamPunks are basically running interference. And when the world of banality tries to intrude and mute your changelings, the dreamers are family saying no. So we've got 2 story points to expend. And I would like to remind my players that brings us down to 15, 14, 13. You have 13 points left. Is that correct? That's what I have here. 13.
That sounds right to me. Yeah, we used 2 last session.
Okay, so we got 13 points left. I encourage you to use all of them as soon as you possibly can. So use them vigorously. You've got 13 of these bad boys, but only 1 can be used at a time. So if everyone's rolling in combat that round, only 1 of you can use a story point that round. See how that works? And we'll just play the rest of it by ear. Okay, now that we have that out of the way,
Now that we've talked about the currency I'm about to spend.
Like we're literally freeze framed right now with Holly in the middle of the street with a UPS truck that is up. It's literally the record scratch. Well, here I guess you're wondering how I got here. So right now, Skeeta and Gira are looking on in shock as you've watched Holly use. First of all, Holly used a cantrip called hopscotch, which your eyes saw for what was really happening. Holly was basically wheeling themselves over as quickly as possible, catching up rapidly, but the crowd was in the way. And this young woman, who, by the way, Gira has recognized is familiar to her, she's getting away and she's about to step into the street, needing to catch up. Holly decided to use hopscotch, spent a point of glamour, did a little stunt bunk with the chair, and leapt. Like the chair just launched, basically just bounced themselves and cleared a major like put some of the track athletes to shame as they cleared a big distance and got in front of her before she got into the street. Holly, you swung around and threw your hands up to get her to stop. And she has frozen in place just as you hear the horn and the screeching of tires. So here's how we're going to play this. In that moment, I'm going to say that if you choose to, we can spend a story point right now. And I'm going to, if you want, and this is just a storyteller suggestion to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that I'm playing with here. But if you would like, I'll let you spend a story point right now. And this would allow, this expenditure of the story point would essentially allow Aisling to come from off frame and push and get everybody out of the way, basically like leap into frame and try to save the day, both kind of like adding to Holly's success of stopping the girl and now saving Holly. What do you think?
I'm sorry. You've created a meta currency whereby I can summon a Gina, and you're presenting this like this is a decision with multiple options?
I'm totally swiping from the Buffy RPG, where you can spend story points to have somebody narratively just show up and save. So if you want, I'll let you burn a story point right now. And coming on from off screen, we can have Aisling do that. Or if you want to save that story point, we roll.
Give me my Gina.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So we're going to spend a story point, and this story point is coming to you all courtesy of Darth Pillow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hashtag Family. Darth Pillow's story point clicks into play.
Family
all right.
is so good.
So now that we've established that, here's how this is going to work. Aisling, I need you to decide if you want to get Holly out of the way. I think this is going to be a Dex Athletics check, but if you've got something else you think you can use, you can pitch it to me. But right now, this is a physical, just like dash to get them out of the way.
Yeah. My only other argument that I might say, like, what would a stamina roll be if she's just hoofing it?
Stamina is more of like, stamina does things like soaking damage or long distance running, holding your breath,
Long
staving off
distance
sickness.
running. I am coming out of nowhere, full body tackling.
I would probably rule that that's what got you there in time if you wanted to do that.
Okay.
But yeah. For this
but
is
athletics
roll.
Sounds correct.
Okay, so make a Dex Athletics roll,
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
the driver is also going to be rolling here is going to add to your successes, because the driver has a dice pool and is going to be swerving to miss. So they are going to be sort of assisting you in the roll. So I'm going to have them roll 3 dice because they're just a normal mortal in the world of darkness. So here we go. Man, I got to see y'all because I need to give you your changeling dice.
And it's above a 6?
Yeah, you need 6s or higher on a D10. And if you roll any 1s, this is something you weren't here for, but if you roll 1s on a D10, they actually eat your successes. So if you rolled a 6 and a 1, the 1 noms on the 6 and it goes away.
Thank goodness I did not.
Yeah. Okay. How'd you do?
I got 2 successes.
UPS driver got 2 successes on 3 dice. I got a 9 and an 8. It all happens so fast. There is that icy feel of shock and terror when you see for a split second the future is uncertain. You don't know where the hell Aisling came from. They are just there, like blinking of an eye, out of the shadow, out of nowhere. What they were even doing on that side of the street is hard to say, but out of nowhere, the Sluagh appears in full-on bams right into the back of you. Yeah, basically, as your head is turned and you're seeing this oncoming truck, Holly, there's suddenly an impact in the back of the chair, and you go thrusted forward right into the girl just before she steps off the curb. The two of you collide. She goes back down onto the pavement, right on her rump, and you go up onto the pavement just as that UPS truck behind you just. You see these long, pale fingers are resting just next to your armrests. They're just breath in your ear, and people are gasping and looking. The young woman staring at you in shock, Holly, and then glances up at you, Aisling. And there's a beat where nobody says anything.
Aisling leans in very close to you, Holly. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, that's it.
Song of the South.
Leans in very close and just says, "Forgive me for touching your chair without permission, but you look like you were in danger."
I think you might be right.
Oh yes, you were very much in danger.
Are you okay?
Oh, you're muted.
Aisling stands up and her body looks like a little noodly, like her joints are maybe a little mushy. And kind of shakes like every inch of her a little bit, like a shudder kind of goes down her whole body, checking, and then just goes,
A-okay over here? Are you all right? Who's this?
About that moment is when you notice that there is a new person standing here. Skeeta, you and Gira have just caught up and are now standing there just kind of like observing this. Young woman still on the ground. Also happening just in the background while this is all taking place, the UPS driver has stopped the truck, has gotten out, and is walking quickly over to you and like holding up hands to traffic and is crossing the street in your direction.
What happened to the shadow creature? Because last I remember, there were at least 2 tackles going in on it.
Yeah, we were gonna.
I was going to
Oh.
grab it by the throat.
Okay, maybe that's what you're doing then. Yeah, because it's still there.
Can I make
Yeah.
a roll on it?
What's that?
Can I make a roll on it? There's a shadow thing.
So
Can I
yeah,
make a roll
what
on
y'all
it?
are seeing, yeah, we can make an initiative roll here. So what y'all are seeing right now is
Can
a
I say?
creature-
Can I say when I say who are you? I'm not looking at the girl. I'm looking at the shadow.
Okay, I might say roll. Does anybody here have gray? Oh no, you do.
I do. I have
Ashley,
max
you have
Greymere.
Greymere.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, roll Greymere.
Okay.
Roll Greymere.
What would it be? Investigation?
This would be
No,
intelligence.
sorry.
Intelligence
Intelligence.
Greymere. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I?
Difficulty
I
is-
rolled Greymere last time on it. Is this
And-
just a new, like new information Greymere?
Think you. Yeah. No. Yes. You successfully rolled it, and you knew that it was a nightmare of some kind
Mm-hmm.
based off the successes you got. Yeah.
Yeah. Should I roll again here or?
No. This is
Okay.
the same scene. So you've already done it. So now, yeah, you already know what you're dealing with. You already know it's a nightmare chimera of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, you're muted.
You're still there.
It's 3. I hate digital dice. They're so hard to read because it
Yeah,
gives you
yeah.
the total, and I'm like, I don't care
Mhm.
about the total. I want the
Yeah.
individual numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, 3.
3 successes?
Yeah, which isn't the best, but
No, that's so 1 is barely succeeding, 2 is succeeding, 3 is succeeding very well.
oh,
4 is succeeding expertly, and 5 is like rolling a nat 20.
okay.
So you know exactly what this is. To expand upon what Skeeta was able to learn, Skeeta was able to piece together that this was a nightmare chimera, a creature of the dreaming that is feeding on this woman's energy, on her emotional state.
Hmm.
Aisling, you know what this thing is. This is called a Nervosa.
A
Nervosa. They
Hmm.
are Reading straight from the book, unlike feral chimera, Nervosa prefer to haunt the urban dreaming, prowling trash-choked alleyways and creeping through shadowy corridors and abandoned buildings. They live in the corners of mortal vision, furtive shadows that vanish when people look directly at them. Though most are no great threat, Nervosa are also unpredictable, and the most unpredictable of all chimera, spawned from frustrations, paranoias, anxieties from mortals, and sometimes the Fae, all crammed together in powerful crowded cities. They are literally manifestations of an emotional state feeding on or being attracted to this particular mortal. This shadowy creature it looks exactly like an exact duplicate of the young woman that's on the ground. Whereas the young woman on the ground, her brow is slightly furrowed and she's looking at everybody confused and a little shocked. Like you can tell she was in the middle. Her eyes are red and her face is soaked with tears. It's makeup streaming down her cheeks, and she's looking at everybody in mild confusion and desperation, where the Nervosa that stands behind her is an exact shadowy duplicate of her. And instead, it looks like fists are balled up in its hands, looks furious, and is constantly pulling at these tendrils of shadow like it's its hair, just like tugging at it and just gritting its teeth as you have all stopped it. And at that point, we're probably going to roll initiative because we've had 2 people say they want to tackle it. Y'all were in the process of that. Yeah. So why don't we do this? Go ahead and roll initiative. This is the way this is going to work. This is Dex alertness. I'm sorry, wits alertness for initiative. And this is how it's going to happen. You don't roll all those dice at once. It's actually much simpler. What you're going to do is you're going to roll a single D10 and add your wits and alertness as a numerical rating to what you roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, while I'm rolling, I'm gonna go take care of my pupper right now. He's very upset right now. I'm gonna roll that. Okay, 1 sec.
Okay. I got 14.
Seems good.
Right? Yeah. 9 plus 5. Yep.
All right, one moment. Oh, I'm sorry. It is Dex Witness. That's fine. We can do it. Wits alertness this time, but I'm using old school stuff. Dex and plus wits.
Okay. Dex and wits.
It's normally Dex plus wits. You roll a single die and add that to your Dex plus wits, and that's your initiative rating. Don't sweat it though. It's
so
totally
do
fine.
wits alertness still.
Can downplay random. You can keep what you rolled. If you haven't rolled yet, I would say roll Dex plus wits. If you have rolled, just keep what I told you to roll. It's no big deal.
11 for me.
11. Okay, so let me write this down. Okay, so Skeeta. We got Skeeta. We got Gira. What are you laughing at?
You not hear him?
Oh, is that what that is?
I love dogs.
And Holly. Okay, Skeeta, what did you roll? What was your total?
My total was 14 with wits alertness.
Okay, Gira.
With Dex wits, it's only 1 more than that, so it's about the same.
Okay, no big deal. Okay, cool. Gira, what'd you get?
11.
11. How'd you do, Aisling?
I got a 16.
Okay. How'd you do, Holly?
12.
12. Let me see how the Nervosa did. I'm hearing that. The Nervosa rolled an 8. So the way this is going to work is, this is a bit of an obscure reference, but initiative in this game kind of works like it does in Battletech, where the person who goes last actually declares what they're doing first and goes down the row so that everyone can react to what the slowest person is doing in that round. The Nervosa has decided to run. It has been frustrated by the fact that its meal, it was basically ravaging her for glamour, just pulling glamour off of her and feeding, and in not only feeding but in inciting an emotional state in her. And now that you've stopped it, it looks like it's on the verge of a fit, and it's about to tear off and run in the opposite direction. So that character is going to run. Next up is going to be Gira. What are you planning on doing this round?
Gira is going to dash after this creature and just try to grab it by its neck.
Well, you're gonna be going first. So
Me? Okay.
So you're
All right.
you're gonna be going before it, I should say. You're gonna be going
Okay.
first before it can run.
Oh,
So you're gonna try to grab its neck. Okay. That's the okay. So Holly, what are you doing?
I'm going to take care of the girl and make sure she's all right.
Okay, cool. Check mortal. Next up is Skeeta.
Oh, sorry. I am going to also run after it and kind of just also try to grab it maybe around its middle.
Yeah, you're not even gonna have to chase it because you're going before it does. So you can just full on tackle it this turn. So you're
Okay.
gonna try to grab it. Oh, y'all are gonna just basically dogpile this thing. And how about you,
Basically.
Ashley?
Well, first, Aisling is going to hiss at the nightmare creature, and then has the intention to grab the new person and the other new person that they hit with their whole body and run and hide.
So you're gonna try to grab the young girl that's on the ground?
And Holly, yes.
And Holly? Okay. Okay.
Because they need to
Grabbing her-
hide from the nightmare creature immediately.
Yeah, good
Okay.
call.
Well, you get to go first.
Okay.
Aisling. So you see
And
all of
then-
this? Yeah. You basically y'all hear the funny thing too is it is just a whisper of
It's
a
just
hiss.
it
How
sounds
much
like a
malice-
It almost sounds like the wind blow, like really close to your ear. It's almost haunting, the sound that comes out of her mouth as she almost goes to scoop and very quietly is,
we have to hide. We have to hide.
There's a sympathetic flare of the fins around their head and neck on that hiss, but flocks in school with you, following, making
Okay.
sure that the girl comes back.
Ashling's hand goes to like she's wearing the corset that you can see, and there's a rose that her hand is just gripping as she's beckoning and is very urgent.
Let's do this. I'm gonna say to get her up and to follow after you.
Yes.
I'm gonna click two things into play on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you. This is gonna be kind of a unique role.
I love unique things.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna ask you to make a dex check.
Okay.
And so, what is your dexterity?
It's a 3.
So you're gonna roll 3 dice, but then to accompany this, because having come face to face with Holly, I want you to add Holly's appearance rating
Oh.
to this roll, which
Okay.
is, get ready for this,
Is it a full 5?
6.
How
Holly
mesmerizing.
transcends mortal understanding of how seeing something that is so enchanting, beyond beautiful, just like cannot take their eyes off it. She's staring at Holly, kind of mesmerized, as the merfolk is standing back with like a cocked head. You just reach down and go ahead and make the roll. You're going to grab her by the hand. She is going to, when she sees it, the impetus is that you grab her hand. She is going to follow Holly as you pull her along. So go ahead and make your roll plus your dex plus Holly's appearance rating.
Yeah, I'm rolling 9 dice right now.
Yeah, it's not a small dice pull on this one. Like 6 is stunning. Like a Toreador would have to roll against its clan. They would risk basically falling into rapture staring at Holly. Their clan weakness would activate. And this is shit that used to happen in my old Changeling game. It was not a good thing. Believe it or not.
That is a
Go ahead.
5.
5 successes?
Yes.
So you get astounding level of success, which is like rolling a nat 20. You grab her by the wrist. She doesn't take her eyes off of Holly. You easily pull her to her feet. And the three of you are rushing off, and she just keeps like looking off in the direction of Holly, who's just taken point in front of you. And the three of you dash away from the quote unquote combat zone. Just as the UPS driver jogs up and goes, "Are you guys okay?" And go ahead, and I need next up. That was Aisling. Next up is actually Skeeta, who is going to tackle the Nervosa, who is again looking like it's on the verge of going full Harley Quinn rage, just like pulling at the tendrils that are its hair, looking like it's in a fury.
What do I roll for that?
So if you're trying to grab this thing, it is a this is going to be a Dex plus Brawl.
Okay. All right. Oopsie. Oh. Oh god. Oh, bending's bad. Bending's bad, yo.
Why? But why bend?
Why did I bend?
But
Okay.
why for bend?
All right. 1. Ooh. Oh, dang. That's a 1. Okay. So 1, not 1. Oh god, I rolled. Oh, I got no successes. Dang, I rolled 2 1s. And then
Did you roll?
2 successes.
Did you roll? Did you roll 2? Did you roll any successes at all?
Yeah, I rolled
Okay.
2 successes.
But then the ones ate them.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's important distinction to be made? That means you just failed. But if you had rolled no
Okay.
successes and then the ones, that would have been a botch.
That's a botch. Okay.
Yeah.
No botch.
However,
Just
you just failed.
failure.
The Nervosa sees you coming, and before it even has it doesn't even have to make a roll for dodging. It just turns around and it looks at you. As you should, well, let's change this narratively. Like as you are about to charge it, it basically just kind of slinks off to the side, kind of bending like a cartoon character, just leaning to its right, clearly not behaving like a creature that has bones, as it just kind of warps around you. You just snatch at air as it moves around, which you get a good note of, Gita. So that's actually going to be Holly's action. Is you are checking on the mortal. So Holly, if you want the mortal, we'll say at this stage, because y'all are just trying to get away. Are you just trying to get somewhere unseen? Are you just trying to get immediately out of the area? Are you going to stop? What would you like to do?
I'm following Aisling in regards our destination.
Okay.
I am concerned with well-being. That was kind of what prompted this whole thing, after all.
Okay. If you're following Aisling, then who's got a hold of her, instead of following you like I described, what she's actually doing is constantly looking back over her shoulder at you, kind of just like eyes wide as she's just kind of staring at you, Holly. We'll say that that's kind of like an action hold this round. You're basically
I think that's fair. I'll buy a social action, I think, a little bit later.
Yeah. I think at the end of this round, y'all are going to reach a good stop spot to churn and see what's going on, but you'll be in a safe zone.
I'll let you know where we're headed.
That's going to be you, Gita. You just saw Skeeta try to grab this thing, and Skeeta made a good grab, but this thing just dodged right out of the way.
Then in that case, Gita is going to just lunge forward and just grab it, like attempt to grab it and grapple this thing.
Okay, that is a clinch attack. So go ahead and make a clinch is strength plus brawl.
Perfect.
Try to grab this thing.
Cuatro.
You're trying to tangle up with it like a wrestler.
9. And then plus, so strength plus brawl, and then that's it.
Difficulty is 6. I am going to roll for dodge on this thing, but I'm going to see how many successes you got first.
Wow, that's going to be 9. All right, so. Okay, hold on. I gotta. Let's see. So.
I'm going to split its dice pool so it can take multiple actions. 3. I'm going to give it. I got to split it down the middle. So 3
I
dice.
love how me and Sam's eyes both did this when you said that.
I've never heard of like a multiple man mechanic for an action economy, but I'm into it.
Oh, see, mine greets yours.
They were demanding dinner.
Are you a dog? I am a dog. Are you also a dog? I too am a dog.
No way, I'm a dog.
Dog.
And then Sorry, it's a lot of dice. And
yeah.
I only have 4 right now. I don't know where the other ones went. So, so what is that? Math.
No worries.
Uno mas. No, yeah, uno mas.
Oh, I think we're learning tons about the character of Gira from just
Ooh.
how long it takes you to get this macro together.
Mhm.
Frankly, I think that tells us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 successes out of 9 dice.
I'm not even gonna bother rolling. He cannot. The Nervosa cannot succeed at dodging that kind of an attack. So you're trying to clinch this thing up?
Yes, by the neck.
All right. You basically seize it by the neck. The dodge that Skeeta forced it into delivers it right into the palm of your hands. You seize the chimerical creature and lift it up off the ground like it weighs nothing. You all see the Chloricon just Chloricon handle this thing. This 5'6", like just steps forward, grabs this thing and lifts it up and holds it in place. Just your forearms bulging as you hold it down. If you could please, I would like you to make a strength roll, just a straight up strength roll. Tell me how many successes you get.
Okay. Wow. Ooh, I did roll a 1. I forgot what that does.
It subtracts successes from the rolls.
Crap. Well, what happens when you get like a 10?
Unless you have a specialty that you're using, it just means means a success.
Yeah, wait.
What is your specialty in Brawl?
Hold on, I actually don't know quite yet. I should probably have figured that out.
We can come back to it then.
Yeah, we'll come back.
How many successes did you roll?
It's 2.
That's 2 bashing damage to the creature.
Oh, cool. All
Yeah, that was a damage check. So that's 2, but it's chimerical damage too.
Cool.
It's a chimerical creature. It grabs at your hands, just kind of looks at you in fury. You are holding up this nightmare creature.
Yeah,
To the mortal world all around you, this is reading completely differently. So, to give you an idea of how the mortal world interprets things like this happening, the mists come into play. Intention is everything. And while you all see this Chloricon attacking a living nightmare that is feeding off the anxieties and self-loathing of this woman, the mortal world sees what probably looks like a furious young woman, probably exhibiting rage and anger towards the UPS driver, stomping her foot or like flexing her arms, raising her hands in the air like that. Their mortal mind is rationalizing away what they would normally see as a woman just holding up and strangling an invisible person. Instead, the mortals around you interpret this as Gira acting out in rage. And the UPS driver freezes and goes, okay, I'm sorry, and begins to back away as the mists just rationalize it for him. Banality pushes back and he just starts to back away from you. This thing is clinched up and it cannot move. It's going to try to break free. On its action, I don't know that it can though, because I split the dice pool. Yeah, let's call it a reaction roll. So this is going to be a strength. Okay, hold on. To break free from this, it is going to need to roll against you. I don't see this working out well for him. Oh, you know what though?
Try.
You know what though? You are fighting a living nightmare, and it's got some tricks up its sleeve. Darn. It's got some tricks up its sleeves.
This is why we ran.
It's not just a shadowy creature of nothingness. It is, in fact,
shadowy creature of somethingness.
A somethingness.
I hate. There's always something.
There's always
something, isn't there?
Why does it always have to be snakes? Okay, let me just pull this open. All right, so he is going to, what's going to do? Okay. Do I want to do, yeah. Can you, hold up.
Okay.
Can you change sides of the coin, large, cosmetic. Change fundamental shape, grants unlimited benefits. Okay, second version. Distributing. Oh, that's what it has. exclusionary, both, but okay, no big deal. Okay, yeah, gonna spin this. All right, so let's see. What do I roll here for this? Let's remember turns equal to the shrieks. Okay. What is your willpower rating?
My
if you would, please.
willpower rating is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. All right. So the difficulty of this roll is 5.
Oof. For me?
For it.
Okay.
I didn't roll a single success. I rolled a 1, a 3, a 3, a 4, and a 2.
That's what that's
1, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2. Yep, I didn't roll a single success against difficulty 5. You don't have to have Kenning to know. You and Skeeta can both feel the sudden surge of glamour around this thing as it looks at you, and instead of like grabbing at its neck like it's suffocating, instead it continues to pull at its hair. And for a brief moment, Gita, you feel this wave of self-loathing, this emanation of confusion. You feel your emotional states being like invaded for a second, like it's permeating out from the shadow creature. There's a brief second where you feel a little bit of sympathetic energy for it, and you almost cave and want to give in to hating on yourself, this feeling of losing sense, and you're like, what? No, fuck you. You continue grabbing hold of this thing's neck as it continues to pull at its hair, just kind of you squirming away. The end of the round is going to be Holly again, because Holly, you didn't technically take an action. So we're going to say at the end of this round, y'all will have reached wherever it is, if there is anywhere you wanted to stop. Yeah.
If it's all right with you, Sam, I can narrate where I end up with us 3, and then you can have your beat.
We're in a land place. Tell me about it.
Okay, so essentially, I don't stop running until I have dragged you to a store with a bright neon sign that says "Chowder Than Love." Do you read language?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm prepped for this.
Okay. She pulls you through the this restaurant and into a broom closet. And the 3 of us go in, and then in that broom closet, Aisling kind of sets both of you into your respective corners, and then she opens a trunk and like cat fluid dynamics just foomp and shuts the trunk over herself. And that is where she leaves you. You are all in the closet, and Aisling gets in a trunk.
I've known you for so many years, and we're in a closet.
I want you to, if you could please, picture the looks on the owners' faces as you just go right through the door.
Well, they're my landlords.
Through the customers.
They're my landlords. Yeah. So this is probably pretty normal for them. I'm a very strange person.
What? It just like fly through the area where like customers are seated, through one of the side doors, past the restrooms, past the door that leads into the kitchen, into a closet where the door gets flung open. The moment you all enter into this large closet, which has multiple shelves in here where you see some dry goods stored as well as clothes, you just see in one motion as the door comes slamming to a close, leaving dim light in here. Indeed, Aisling basically just nosedives into a large chest, which closes. Like it. Well, you're muted.
And we say large, but not that large, if you know what I mean.
Large enough for me to turn around, because closets are complicated.
Exactly.
And I need...
This is a decent sized closet, because
right, enough that I can turn around, and also there's another person in here. So
exactly.
As large as like
a utility closet more than a broom closet.
Yeah.
Wide.
And to paint the picture for you, when that chest swung open, you couldn't see the bottom necessarily, but you heard Aisling impact on the bottom as an entire humanoid disappears into this small chest, and it just slams closed like it just ate her. And it kind of rattles for a second from the sheer force of an entire being just diving into it like a swimming pool. It's just... Of course, again, you have a mortal with you. So the mortal rationalizes Aisling just dashing into this room, squeezing herself into this chest and slamming it down behind her, and is somewhat dumbstruck by everything that's happening. But you see the distance as you turn and look at her, Holly. She looks like she's snapping out of it, like she's just like blinking and going, "Wait, what? I don't understand." She starts wiping her face.
You said you didn't want to be here anymore where you were. And now we're somewhere else. Are you feeling better?
Blinks at you in utter confusion. This will be your action. This is a first impression, so I'm going to say make an appearance plus empathy roll.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, he's nice now. It's going to hurt so much later. I
You're in
don't
the
even
world
know
of
what it is.
darkness.
Just-
Everything is going to hurt so much later.
Let's see. How much? Okay, good. There we go. Oh, I don't have a specialty. That's a bummer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't give you the difficulty of this. It's actually going to be up against her. Difficulty is going to be 5. Not 6. It's lower.
Oh, then it's 6 successes.
Okay. So you say this with everything that just happened. You would imagine a normal person be completely off their gob, just like, what the hell? Instead, she stares at you, Holly, and you see a faint crack of a smile in the corner of her mouth, and she just goes, "Hi."
Hi.
And the two of you just kind of stare at each other for a long moment as we cut back to the street where actually no, this would be Aisling. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna stay in the chest?
You will from while you two are talking through the like keyhole of this old trunk, you just see a phone blue light go on. And then I think the cut to is Skeeta getting a location pin sent from Aisling
cell
of
phone?
where they are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to ask about this. I have the one question about the trunk, and I kind of wanted to ask before we cut away.
Yeah.
So it is a small trunk, and a mortal has to rationalize it. Is it a trunk that Sam thinks it would be weird to jump into? I recognize that Holly thinks it's very strange, but like...
I would say,
it-
like those luggage trunks, like that used to sit at the edge of beds. Like a lot of you can get them from thrift
Okay, so
stores
you
with
can-
the like
okay.
leather straps. I'd say a 12-year-old could fit very comfortably in there. An adult woman, you'd be like, why did you just do that?
That is exactly...
That is
it's-
not
it's-
comfortable.
Unless you're Slua.
How
Unless you're
long have you
Slua.
been taking yoga?
Right, like that is a quite a feat of stretch.
Right, it's Slua. It's not that it's TARDIS necessarily.
Correct.
It's that you're Slua.
Yeah, Slua can fit into very, very small spaces.
I would say in that
spot.
I would say in that blink that you saw somebody, which is kind of why I was saying you heard Aisling hit the bottom of that chest, because if you had had full vision, you would have basically just seen a pile of limbs falling on top of itself. Like somebody just dropped a bunch of bones into the middle of a chest and slammed it closed. Only nothing about Aisling behaves like bones do. It resembles more like of a rag doll just being thrown into the chest and slammed closed.
I'm kind of like an al dente noodle, a little wiggly still.
You hear that being whispered through the keyhole.
Just yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
Meanwhile,
so we're going to start here. This is the top of the initiative. So that's what Aisling has decided that she is doing. Next up on that initiative order is actually Skeeta. So Skeeta, you've seen that this thing has been seized. It's a chimerical nightmare creature. What would you like to do? It's going to be a hell of a lot easier to attack because right now it's being hoisted up like a punching bag.
Incredible. I'm so sorry. My notes failed me from last session. You told us after a gray mare roll how this thing can be defeated, basically, or how it can be.
Yeah, that's a great question. So
with.
everybody who's watching, just so you know, the players are just as new to Changeling as many of you all are, and their characters they are also new changelings. So everything here is in keeping with what do we do with this thing? In this moment, because you made it a successful gray mare check when you last saw this thing, here's what I can tell you about chimerical creatures. You can smash them. They're made out of pure dream stuff. You're not necessarily killing something per se. You can destroy and smash. In fact, you could even kill a chimerical creature and harvest the glamour from the dross that's left over if you wanted to. It's not considered, that's not like it's not as morbid as it sounds. But this is essentially like a nightmare construct. So if you wanted to go to town on this thing, you certainly could. It's totally your call. There's no specific way to get rid of it. It's made out of chimerical energy. So it can do chimerical damage to you all, which won't hurt your mortal seeming, but absolutely will hurt your changeling seeming, your Kithane seeming.
Okay.
So whatever you would like to do.
I don't have much strength or brawl. So I'm literally just trying to figure out a different way to attack this thing.
That's fair. I can totally see Skeeta going like, okay.
Yeah.
What am I gonna as this thing is flailing and thrashing in Gator's hands.
Or if there's a way I can help Gira get a good wallop on it because she hits harder than me.
I mean, so Gator does have it clinched. You could I would rule that if you wanted to go up and also clinch it,
so that she could have both hands to.
Basically, you kind of go for the legs while she just decides to go
Whatever
full
you want.
Coricon on this thing.
I can try that. I'm just worried about my strength failing.
Well, the good news is
it.
because she is clinching it, I'm going to reduce the difficulty of this because the thing was not able to escape the clinch.
Okay.
So where it would normally be a difficulty 6, I'm going to make this a significantly easier roll, and you only need 4 or higher on this check.
Okay.
She has this thing pinned up pretty good.
I did want to mention before you make any more decisions, Gira was thinking of like slamming it like full force onto the pavement.
You know what? I'm gonna hold my action because I want her to do that first.
That's all. But you can also like just punch it or do whatever. Feel free.
I mean, when it's on the ground and prone, being held to the ground,
it'll be even easier. Okay, you go first.
Full on, just choose violence on this thing.
You did
just
before,
laying
that
the beat
after,
down on the street.
during, like no pressure, like whatever. That's just Yeto's plan.
In a remarkable scene of therapeutic energy, you take self-loathing and slam it into the ground and start kicking it in the side and beating the hell out of it. So I'm gonna have you, Gator, go ahead. You're gonna this is gonna be there actually is, and I love that the cheat sheet gives me this. You're actually going to get ready, a body slam roll. Nice. So this is a Dex plus Brawl, but the difficulty is actually 7 for this.
Ooh, Dex plus Brawl?
Yeah. If you're gonna go full AEW on this thing, and just drop it to the pavement.
Oh no. Okay, I did not do good with my Dex, but I still got my Brawl. So
together we could do a brilliant.
You do have story plan.
Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, uno, dos, tres, and then it was Dex. Okay, let's just add a. Wow.
Did it take away?
No, there was no ones. 4 plus 2 is 6 successes. Huh? Right? Yeah.
How many?
6 successes.
You pop that thing like it's bubble wrap.
6 successes.
Yes.
It cannot dodge that attack. You basically have slammed it into the ground. What everybody else would see is a beautiful woman in a very rockabilly, like well done up hair, the whole thing, performing what looks like out of nowhere a very strange dance maneuver. Like maybe she's like pumping her fist in rage and just like screaming at the ground, like exhibiting extreme emotions. But Skeeta, you watch as Gator takes this nightmare creature by the neck, and just again, how tall are you, Gator? 5? What was it? 5'6"?
5'5", 5'6".
5'5". Yeah. Okay. This thing is taller than you. You heft it up off the ground and slam it into the pavement. Please make a strength check here to determine the bashing damage on this. I'm gonna give you +1.
Okay.
I'm gonna treat the pavement like a +1 weapon.
Alrighty.
It's technically chimerical damage, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say, because technically chimerical creatures cannot be affected by non-chimerical items that aren't supernatural and whatnot. But again, intention is everything, and a Chloricon has decided to body slam this thing. So go ahead and make your roll and add a +1 to it.
It was going to be a 3 then, including the
3?
+1.
Okay, I'm gonna roll
3
soak. 3 damage. I'm rolling soak. I roll a 1, and a 3. Okay. It hits the ground. You see it flailing, but you also the impact of this thing slamming into the concrete. You see some of its form begin to shatter, like shards of glass breaking away from its body. Go ahead, Skeeta. If you'd like to start kicking this thing while it's down.
I am going to claw at it. Thank you for reminding us.
You're gonna claw at it?
Cheat sheet. Yeah, because I'm like,
Okay.
there's lots of dexterity-based attacks I can.
Yeah,
do.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
you're not going to get bonuses for having claws, but you
Right,
can
right.
claw at it.
All
So
right,
yeah,
I
Dex,
will do
yeah,
that.
you're not going to get the +1 lethal. This is just going to be, I'm going to treat this like bashing damage still.
Okay.
But go ahead and
Cool.
I mean, it's like punching it. So go ahead and do your thing. But you're basically using your fingernails and clawing at this
Yes.
thing. I love it.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, make a Dex. So it says here on the cheat sheet the difficulty is 6. I'm changing that because Gator has this thing
Yeah.
down on the pavement where it cannot move. It cannot break the clinch this round. So the difficulty of it is, and it's prone. So I'm going to set the difficulty here at 3.
Wow.
It,
Okay.
It cannot move. It cannot get up. It is being double teamed right now. Go ahead and do the thing. Resist, Sam. Resist.
Okay. Wow. Okay. This is a lot.
There's one thing you taught me, Eric.
I have a question because
Yes.
I do have 4 dots in dexterity.
Mhm.
I haven't. Does that mean I have the specialty in dexterity?
If you wrote it down, but unless you write down, you have to pick a specialty. So you
See,
select.
that's what I was unclear about.
Yeah. So
Because I wrote down specialty dexterity, but I didn't pick like a specific.
That's okay.
in it.
Yeah, I think we can still do that. What I don't mind doing is us picking specialties as we move on, because there's a lot of this being a first time you've ever played this game and our first time in a Chronicle of Changeling. I have no problems with you all playing your characters and being like, oh, this is how the game works. So I'm going to pick a specialty in this. So
Okay.
no sweat. But I would
Okay.
say on this roll, just go ahead and just roll as a flat roll for your dex. So
Okay.
no specialty yet, but tell me how many successes
All
you got.
right. Well, in that case, you said difficulty was 3.
Uh-huh.
Then, oh God, I have to tell you everything I rolled because it's kind of heartbreaking. I rolled 2 10s, 2 1s,
Oh
and a
no.
3. 1
Oh,
3.
no. No, this thing is thrashing so much. It's so furious, so desperately trying to get away from the Chloricon that is beating the unholy hell out of it. That you cannot, even as she is holding it in place, you cannot get a good slash on this thing. It
Okay.
is just, which is just raising your frustration levels. It's just like constantly. No, I've got rid of the rerolls. That's a great question, though. Everyone in chat seeing that pop up. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, I forgot it. The other chat.
Playing on Zoom. You're so used to playing on Zoom. So like, but unfortunately, yeah, I did away with the rerolls for that. And also I just got a message from Jake. Let me know if I'm still echoing. That's me, you guys. That's totally me. And I reduced the input gain. So let me.
I should have spent a story point to get the dexterity specialty. Now I know for next time.
Well, I tell you what. I'll give it to you this one time because we're kind of at the end of this.
And you rolled 10s, didn't you?
And you rolled 10s.
I rolled 2 10s. Yeah.
So let's see who from the family is, oh, it's still there. Damn it, I'm still echoing. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me see if I can. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Am I too soft now? Is it gone? Let me pick here this story point
Who defeats self-loathing?
brought to you by one of. It's still there? What? I don't know what to do then.
I'm not hearing it, but I believe whoever's telling you, they hear it.
My input gain is all the way down. I don't know how to fix that. All right, I'll get to this in a second, but let's go ahead and get to the resolution of this. So this story point is coming from Wraith, good friend of the
Wraith.
StreamPunks, powerful dreamer. So thank you so much for that, Super Punk Wraith.
Thank you, Wraith.
And thank you, family. So that's going to be a spended of the story points. So those 10s will now count as 2. So that was 4 successes. Drop down to 2 successes because you got 2 ones.
But you said this was difficulty 3, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then the top total was 5 successes because the 2 10s and a 3.
Oh,
Minus the 2 1s, so 3 successes total.
So you rolled 2 10. Oh, that's right. You rolled a 3. Yeah.
Mhm.
So 4 or 5 minus. Yeah, that's correct. So 3 successes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to roll. So net, that's 2. So
Thank you for the story point.
roll. So I'm remembering this now too, by the way. So damage is actually, if I remember correctly, damage is actually net successes on top of your
sweet.
damage rating. So let me just
Oh,
double check.
net successes. Nice.
Yeah. So if I
Oh
remember,
no.
yeah. So this is you can hear the song. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no.
This chimera certainly can.
Yeah. 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 Pissing off Skeeta and Gator is bad and good.
Mm-hmm. Oopsie.
Oh,
My goodness, this
baby.
one die keeps going to the floor. I'm not gonna pick
Floor
it up.
dice.
Never mind.
Floor
Can't
dice.
do it.
Floor dice.
Floor dice.
Floor dice.
When
All
floor
right.
dice show you who they are, believe them.
Oh, you gotta save
That
it.
needs to be on a damn shirt. That needs to be
niche.
on a shirt. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just roll. I'm going to just roll this thing soak dice, but I need you to roll your strength plus your strength plus 3.
Okay.
Or your
That's
strength
only
plus
one
2.
die
Sorry.
for me. Strength
Yeah.
plus 2. Okay. All right. 6 plus 2 is 8.
Okay. 6 plus 2 is 8.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So roll 8 freaking dice.
Wait, who does? Me?
You do. Yeah.
I do.
You're rolling your strength plus your net successes on that combat roll.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right.
So roll 8d10. Jesus.
Oh dear.
'Cause
Okay.
I roll soak damage here. Oh, okay. I got
And
some
the
soak.
ones, do the ones count
Yeah,
as
one.
minuses?
Ones will
Okay.
subtract.
I
Well,
still
this
do
can-
pretty good even with some ones.
It's going to be a process of like scraping the rust off and getting back into the storyteller system. But yeah,
Sure.
we'll work it out. So
Question: this is is damage 6s and up count as 1 damage, or how do we calculate this?
yeah, damage 6 and up counts as a single point of damage. A
So
single
then
success.
I got okay. I think I only did 1 damage because I rolled a 6, 7, and 7, and then 2 1s. So 1 damage, right?
6. I'm sorry. How much did you roll?
I rolled 3 successes and then 2 1s.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. It only had a single point of health left.
Ha!
And I rolled no successes. Or no, no. How many? Wait, I'm sorry. How much damage did you do?
I think I just did 1 damage.
Oh,
of the
it
2 1s
soaked
that I
it.
rolled.
Oh no, that's right. I rolled 2
Okay.
successes on soak dice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it actually soaked it. So your foot, you can feel it sinking into the shadow as this thing is being kicked around. You reach down and start scratching at it, clawing at it. It's almost fun at this point, Skeeta, as you can kind of feel this thing lashing out at the two of you, trying to get away. It's action though. It's gonna get to go. Let's see. That's Skeeta 14. Yeah, we did Aisling. We did you switched initiative. Oh, so your
Mhm.
initiative is now 11. Okay. And Gita is 14. Okay, so that was yours. So next up is actually going to be Holly in the closet. I'm sorry to say.
I can't believe you've done this. I mean, if we
Uh,
want to trade back and forth picking the ever living out of self-loathing and come back to us later, that's perfectly fine. I get
Sure.
that we're out of combat, so it's entirely up to y'all.
Yeah, we can do that if y'all want.
I'm also
Absolutely.
cool with that.
Okay, in which case,
Sure.
in which case we're gonna cut back to. Oh man.
Well, it'll cut back
God.
to the closet and through the peephole of the
Yes.
trunk again to like just
How do you think they're doing?
Am I supposed to follow you?
Into the trunk? I don't know if we'd both fit. We should be safe here. I hope they're doing okay. Yeah. Who was that other person you were with?
and then cut back to because I didn't know the
Who's still here?
Yeah. Oh
You-
no, I meant also
Oh,
the
the other.
other.
Yeah.
The other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say
Who was the person with the bows?
and then cut back to.
Yeah, it's funny because the mortal, she looks at the two of you and she just says, with like almost like a smile on her face of just the lunacy of it all, just kind of says, "This makes no sense." And she doesn't look scared. She looks deeply amused, like, "What is? I don't understand what's happening right now," and completely just staring with a big smile on her face, feeling completely calm thanks to Holly. Meanwhile, outside, the Nervosa, who is being torn to pieces by two Kithane that are literally just kicking the shit out of it right now, is going to once again try to unleash an attack. This time, it is going to. Let's see, how much does it have to spend for this? Minus, okay. Both versions. Oh, okay. So it's a different point cost. It doesn't have that kind of glamour. It spent one already, so I can't do that. All right, we're gonna try something else. That's too powerful. All right, it's gonna try to. Does it have that? It does. All right, it's gonna try this again. This time it's gonna be directed at you, Skeeta. So, what is your willpower?
My willpower is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Okay. So it's gonna spend a point of glamour, and it's going to use befuddle on you.
Oh dear.
I got
Can that
3
befuddle?
successes.
What does it mean?
All right, so this is the effect. The target loses 1 die from all dice pools per success the Chimera achieves. The
1
effect
die
lasts for 1 minute per
per
success. So for 3 minutes, you're at -3 dice to everything.
Oh god, that's awful.
As the Chimera looks you in the eyes and kind of leans up and just goes, and as it exhales, you hear a flood of voices in your mind, Skeeta, all from before your chrysalis. Voices you remember hearing, telling you to fix your hair, telling you to put on telling you this isn't correct. Like you hearing all of the things that anyone has ever said to you, terrible comments that were left on the internet, things that you've like encountered before, this rage, this sort of like this toxicity just come flooding into your mind, and you recoil for a second, lost in it. You can see Skeeta just freeze as she's in the middle of tearing off shadows from this thing, and her eyes widen and instinctively just recoiling as something clearly has gone very wrong.
Ooh. Is it my turn now?
What's that?
Oh, is it my turn now? Is she gonna like react immediately? Or?
That was Skeeta. So that was Nervosa, and then yes, we're back to the top of the round. So it's actually Aisling right now. But I think
Yeah,
the
but I
Claw just
forfeited.
decided
We're
to-
just chatting.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, then we're gonna go ahead and skip straight to you, Gita.
All right. Gita sees this happening to Skeeta, and it just emboldens her just rage back at this this creature of banality and nightmares, and just she goes to town even more, I guess.
Okay. You
What
are you doing? You have to declare your action. Are you just gonna start smashing this thing against the pavement over and over? Like what is
Gita, she still has her bag that nobody knows what's inside. That's very, very heavy, right? Her bag of her hoard as a
Yes,
clericon.
you have been carrying that with you.
Mm.
Hmm.
Been
You
continually
still have that.
declared.
She takes it and she like swings it around once, and then like she swung down this this Nervosa, she slams the bag onto the Nervosa, and this bag is heavy. There's metal inside of it, but I'm not going to say what kind yet.
So, So what's curious about this is in order to damage a chimerical creature, you need chimerical damage.
Mm.
The bag is very much real. It's not chimerical. However, the bag is also tied to you specifically for very changeling reasons. So
Yes.
I think in this instance, this one time for dramatic effect, I'm going to allow this bag to be used as a +1 bludgeoning damage weapon.
Yes. Okay.
Considering what I know is in the bag and why you're wielding it and its importance, I will let you stand up and grab your bag and basically pummel the thing.
Okay. So that
So
is
you're
what
gonna make-
Gieta does.
So this is actually going to be Dex melee now because you're using a weapon.
Dex melee.
It's not brawl anymore.
Ruh-roh. Dex melee.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay. Okay. One of those quests.
Adriana was all, oh no, am I going to be able to? Oh, we're fine. We're fine.
Ooh. Okay. One of those. And then 2 more. 4 successes.
4
4
successes.
out of
I was
6.
about to tell you too that this thing was going to be at a typical 6 since you had to let go of it in order to do this.
Am I
It's
supposed
going
to add
to-
the 1?
No. The 1 is going to come to damage. It's not a very wieldy thing. So
Okay.
I'm going to make a roll here and see if it can dodge. Because it is going to try to squirm away from you. But you rolled how many successes?
4.
1 million.
That's what it
4
feels like.
successes.
Close enough.
I don't know that it's going to be able to pull that off. That's a lot of successes. He's going to try to...
She's very good at hitting things.
She
Mhm.
is. I think it's going to try to dodge this.
Okay, it can try.
I don't even think it has a chance. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see if it can get away from you. So it's base damage plus 1 additional die for every success. Oh, I had it right. So you rolled 4 successes. Okay. And I roll. Oh, I roll an 8, an 8, and a 7. So 1 success. You're still gonna hit it.
Okay,
But you're only
so
going to hit it by 1 success. So you're only going to roll, let's see. The attacker rolls the base damage plus 1 die for every success after the first. So this is going to be, base damage would have been your strength plus 1.
Okay, wow.
Plus, so yeah, so your base damage is basically going to be strength plus 1 here.
Oh, okay, all right.
You would have gotten, oh no, I'm sorry. It's just going to be your base strength damage. You got 4 successes at 8-3, which left at 1, means no net successes. Oh, but I told you, but I said it was going to be a +1 bashing damage weapon. So it is strength plus 1. So go ahead and just
Cool.
roll your flat strength plus 1.
All right, then in that case, I did roll a 1, so it's going to be, instead of 3, it's going to just be 2.
2 points. Let's see if you
Yeah.
can soak that. I roll a 3, a 2, and a 7. It soaks 1 point. It takes the other one, and you smash this thing out of existence. This heavy bag just comes down on top of it, and the inky black shadow just shatters like glass and burns away like sand in a furnace. Just you see glittering pieces of dross, glamour, scatter across the pavement and begin to filter away into the dreaming. However, the more immediate thing right now is Skeeta does not know what is going on. Completely disoriented right now. All you're doing, Skeeta, is all around you. The mortals that you see that have been watching this in kind of confusion as they see basically 2 women kind of thrashing about in a crowd, To them, y'all are just in a fit of fury over the UPS truck incident. And so people are just kind of keeping a wide berth. And as you're standing up, Gira, you're just kind of looking about and noticing that people are kind of side-eyeing you like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Moving on. However, Skeeta is still being affected by that scream from this Nervosa. And all you hear, Skeeta, are all of these voices from the crowd, whispers from your past, telling you how ugly your shoes looked. You shouldn't have worn those today. Hearing voices, people that have told you things about yourself that you knew weren't true, but constantly just pound like an avalanche of negativity and toxicity. Voices from your past, things you've heard people say in crowds. It's the anxieties, the self-loathing, and it's clouding your perception. You're looking around, and all the mortals that are walking around you, you're sure they're the ones saying it, and it's making it hard to focus on where you are.
Yeah, Skeeta is probably also has wandered away from where where Gira just finished the fight.
Okay.
And I think Skeeta is also just like, stop it, shut up, just shut up, stop it, and just kind of staggering around trying to get get control of something.
Okay. Gira, as you just kind of like standing up with their bag, you notice Skeeta going through this. She's about 20 feet away. How she got wandered that far away so quickly, but it looks like she's like pushing voices away with her hands. You can see she's having a reaction of some kind. Now, you were there when you felt that surge of glamour, and you know what this thing tried to do to you. So I'm not going to make you roll to figure out what's going on. Clearly, the Nervosa had an effect on her.
Okay. Well, Gira just hefts the bag and like takes one last quick glance at the ground where this thing dissipated to see if there's anything left. Doesn't see anything, and then just quickly walks over to Skeeta. And I don't know if I reach her in time, but she's going to like try to put her hand on her shoulder and look at her and ask, like, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
The one friendly thing you see is the shining in this dark place that you're at right now. You see the brilliant emerald green eyes of your Chloricon friend who you've just met, looking at you concerned.
Make it stop.
It's okay. It's okay. It's over. It's over now. It's gone. It's gone. Just ignore those.
I can hear it.
Here, let's go for a walk. Let's go back and try to find the rest, okay? Just, you're gonna be all right. It's gone, literally obliterated out of existence, and we can breathe now and we can walk away.
Skeeta just like buries her head onto your shoulder.
And Yada's just going to kind of like envelop Skeeta with one of her arms and like slowly start walking towards where she saw the others kind of like take off, and just, you know, as gently as possible, just kind of walking Skeeta away from where that energy, where all that happened, and just, you know, it's going to be all right. We're walking away. Is there anything I can do to help you? You did great. Thank you so much. You were so brave. Could not have done this without you.
You see Skeeta trying to hear you and trying to like latch onto you, but there's so much else going on in her brain that she's just getting lost in it.
Like so many of us who hear an encouraging word from our friends, you have trouble accepting it, Skeeta. You just, you calling me out right now, Sam?
You're the one talking, Eric.
Every one of us knows this. As a friend tries to remind you of who you are and what you do for this world, the lingering effects of this lying voice, all of these lying voices that have tried so hard to dim your light, Skeeta, surging back to the channel of this nightmare that has since been destroyed. The anchor that is Gira is keeping you somewhat grounded, but Gita, what you notice is that Skeeta is behaving in a frighteningly similar way to that poor mortal girl who almost ran in front of traffic. You do see, by the way, that there is about that point, I think there would be because this happens all the time with a reminder, there is a second buzz in Skeeta's pocket. Bzz.
You would probably, since I'm leaning up against you, you probably would feel that too.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
So Yetta feels this and it's like, Skeeta, I think you got a message or something. I felt your phone. It's okay. Do you want me to check it? Is that okay?
Mhm.
All right, here. And then Gyara just kind of like offers her hand out, like, so, or I don't know if you want, it's okay for
Yep.
her to.
She's
Okay.
not gonna stop you. Yeah.
All right, so Gyara takes Skeeta's phone out of her pocket and just kind of checks to see what the message was.
You just see a bat emoji next to what looks like a map, and it's a pin right next to, like, very close by, indicating somebody, like a marker where somebody is.
Okay, bat map. Okay, so she's trying to like still comfort Skeeta, but like also
You're kind
has
of
no
walking
idea.
towards it right now. You see a seafood restaurant in front of you, which was why I was laughing earlier, because I immediately pictured the beginning to Lilo and Stitch. She's like, I can't feed my pet fish tuna. Do you know what tuna is? Like bringing poor Holly into this.
I mean,
Anyway.
you know what my Apsara is.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's true. You're right. You're true.
It's a
true.
clam. They serve clams, and that's what their chimera eats. So
I
I
couldn't
figured
help
it was
I went there.
okay.
You are approaching the seafood restaurant that apparently has where this pin is leading you.
Okay. I guess Gyara just kind of like puts the dots together and just kind
And
of
what is
guides
the name of the
us.
seafood restaurant again?
Chowder than love.
I love it.
I love one. Pina de Viva.
Okay.
So at about this point, I'm going to cut back to the closet because at this point, Aisling, you bundled up like just a pile of limbs inside this box. Can
It's
see
been
on
too
your
long.
on your
Oh.
phone, you can see that
that
they're
we've shared
approaching.
locations.
Mhm.
Oh. I
She's
think they're
not.
okay.
She didn't want to talk about it.
I think that the top of the lid creaks open and a hand slithers out with her phone to show Holly, and just says,
They're on their way. They should be here in a minute.
What
and
would
then-
Skeeta's emoji be?
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What
Do you
would
want to
Skeeta's
answer that?
emoji
What
be?
would your emoji
Yeah.
be for you? What would you have set on my phone for yourself?
Isn't there like I'll let you decide between these two.
Okay.
There's like a business suit lady and there's
Mhm.
a fairy.
Yeah, that's fair. Both of those
I-
are applicable, 100%.
That's her
I-
two
I-
sides.
I would say you get the business suit lady, absolutely, because Aisling knows that that's how you want to present.
Also, Aisling, I feel like you might even choose the judge because that's like extra business lady. It's like very official, and that's how you probably see Vera
Sure,
as
sure.
a grown up
okay.
and like
Yeah,
business
the
owner and stuff.
judge.
The judge lady.
Oh yeah, with the gavel, absolutely.
Yeah, looking like very
Oh,
official.
that's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. As you enter this restaurant, the two elderly people that greet you just kind of nod to you and say, "Table for two, then. Table for two."
Of course. Wait.
Ding, you get a note that just says, "We're in the closet."
And at that moment, at that particular moment, the old man looks at you and says, Vera, right? Yeah, Vera.
Yeah.
That's right. Right. You're Polly's friend.
Yes. We're here to meet her.
She went back there. Don't. It's not the kitchen door. She went into one of the other ones. She might be in the bathroom if you're looking for her.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let me know if you want a table. This is a restaurant after all, he says, kind of like snarky as he goes and starts getting at the menus.
Well, appreciated. Let's just make our way there.
As the door opens, you see Holly, like a little ray of sunshine, a confused mortal, and nothing else.
The lid raises, just so you see a streak of black, and I don't even know if you hear it, but you just hear a, "I'm so glad you're safe."
Pardon me. What? Hello? Who is this? What is it?
Your name to the mortal.
What'd you say to her?
I haven't gotten your name.
Kimberly. Kimberly, and she stops and says, Kimberly Tanner, didn't I see you at orientation? And she points right at you, Gita, as she starts cleaning some of the mascara off of her face. I thought I saw you at orientation today. I did. I love your dress. You see, the moment she says that, all of you get the sensation that she's been completely liberated from that thing. It's almost like she doesn't have any memory of it. Like it's starting the surreal aspect of like that emotional state that nearly drove her into danger is worn away. She wipes the mascara. She goes, "Oh, that bow is so cute. Where did you get that?"
Thank you. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Sorry, a little out of sorts right now. I got the bow back home somewhere. Actually, a nice little thrift shop.
I know it's gonna sound really, really weird, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like upset anybody. I don't remember how I got in here.
Oh,
I think I might need a doctor or something.
It's okay. It's okay. You're safe now. Just there was some traffic issues, and Garrett's kind of like looking around at everyone else, like, how should we?
Oh my God, that's right. There was a truck.
Yes. Unfortunately, the light. Yes, it changed. It changed a little bit too early, and we all came out and kind of helped you get out of the way of the traffic.
Why am I in a closet though? She just kind of glances about and says, "You know, I think I went into shock or something, and I'm just not remembering this. I remember the truck, and I remember you from orientation. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I think I just want some water. If I just sit down, if that's okay, I think I'm gonna do that.
Of course.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name." She stops and stares at you, Holly. You're muted.
You're still muted.
She's talking to you, Holly.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I had there.
Oh.
Did you know that there are dogs in the world?
There are.
Do you know how
well
distressing
aware.
this is? And you can say, "This is okay. This is okay. It's all right." But it's not all right. There are dogs in the world. So I'm so sorry. Could you please repeat?
Okay. So yeah, she basically looks at you, Holly, and says, I didn't get your name."
I'm Holly.
"It's nice to meet you. I'm Kimberly. Kimberly Tanner. I go to school here. I'm supposed to go to school here. I just started today. I didn't start. It's orientation. I start soon. But today is sort of the pre-start to school. We're going to be starting eventually." Oh my God. And then she nervously turns on her heel and says, "I'm sorry, excuse me for a second." You just see blush up on her face as she steps out of the closet and heads to one of the tables.
Did I do
a
something
lot of you-
wrong? I say to the trunk.
Honestly, I think they're just enamored by you.
Do you want to eat?
Maybe.
It's a good answer.
And it's
Could
at that
I-
moment. It's at that moment we all are having this conversation. You see, you get the back and forth. Skeeta, you know how your body feels after a good cry? You suddenly just kind of lean against the doorway, and it's like blinking it away for a second, where you're just like, you get your dice back. The 3-die penalty is gone. And you begin to feel those shadowy effects, the voices, everything just bleed away. And sort of a resolution of who yourself coming back and crystallizing, pushing it back down, pushing it away. Doing more than it's not repression, it's more of just like seeing it for what it is, and sort of like this sort of like, oh wow, that got a hold of me. It takes you a moment to realize that it was that as the sort of the effect of the glamour pulls away from you. Just like she, you were blinking out of it, snapping out of it.
Oh, wow. Hi.
Skeeta?
And you see the trunk has been opened again in a sliver, but a little wider this time, and you just see the glint of the predator glow eyes from your friend as she's staring through you, and she just says,
Did it hurt you?
Yes, it did.
Did you make it sorry for hurting you?
Well, Gera sure did.
Oh,
What's a Gera?
Oh, this is a Gera. She's actually part of our motley now.
oh.
Gera?
a hand
Meet
fishes
Aisling.
out.
Like
And-
a Tim Burton snake just kind of
There's
yeah.
more of Aisling inside the trunk, but
It's
This
nice
is
to meet
Aisling.
you.
Gera will kind of like kneel down and like grasp their hand as well and just say,
it's
pleased to meet you as well. You should have seen what Skeeta did to that thing, though. Could not have happened without her help. Tore that belly thing apart. He did.
I don't doubt that. Skeeta is incredibly capable.
And
Skeeta just kind of politely smiles and nods, but she's like holding herself.
So what just happened? I feel like a lot just happened. It's been a minute.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Thank you for letting me
debrief.
have some quiet time.
Of course.
Do you mind if I
I'm
get out
glad
of the
that-
trunk with all of you not looking? It's a little
Oh.
uncomfortable to witness sometimes.
of course.
How about this? Let's all have some chowder and just talk and decompress after that whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. And I'll kind of like usher the other two out to give you privacy. And as we're going out, I'll say, Holly, maybe you'll like chowder. I think it might be more your thing.
I guess I'll find out.
I'm sure you'll
as
love
you
it.
all leave the closet behind you, reverse angle, like someone taking a life-size mannequin on a string and just lifting it straight up out of the box. Yeah.
Just full horror movie.
Yeah,
Straight out
like
Resident
totally
Evil.
like a marionette puppet.
It's like, you
just
know, the movie Grudge when she's going down the stairs,
Totally.
except coming out of a trunk.
yeah, just total slew-ah. Head is at an angle that no human being's head could be at and survive. You just gonna and you're standing up and just
It tends to put people off. I'm so glad they left.
and that is where we're gonna take our break. So we are gonna pause here. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Back to the Barony of Olives. Let's jump back into the game with all of our Kithane sitting at a table right now in a chowder restaurant, seafood, I should say, with a brilliant name devised by one of our brilliant players. You're having a nice cool down. from the drama that just took place outside. And right now, menus have just been pulled away from everybody as food has been ordered and drinks have been delivered, sodas being set down and whatnot. Y'all can tell me what you're drinking. But you have that moment now where the servers have left and you're waiting for food. So you have this time to take in what just happened. Here's my question for you before you do that. This is almost the full motley. Do you want this mortal here? Or does she find her way out? If you're having questions about whether or not it's safe to let her go, I will reiterate that it looks like she's okay now. And it looks like she's kind of just a little embarrassed and a little uncertain as to how things happened, but has leveled off considerably.
I have a question. And this is kind of Skeeta kind of remembering what happened before everything happened. She was sitting on a bench crying, and it seemed like she was like waiting for someone to pick her up, right? Or she had bags or something?
Yes, she had her bags.
Okay.
That she left on the bench.
Oh, well.
She just got up and stormed across the street.
Well, then
she had taken one handbag, but she left her suitcase.
If everyone's okay with it, I think Skeeta would remind her of that and say, do you want us to come help you on your way? Where were you heading?
Well, this sense of urgency just overwhelms her suddenly. She realizes her bags are still at the, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Oh my God. No. I'm not, I need to get back to the school. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just a day. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get my bag. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry to cut and run. Thank you. And then she just kind of
course,
bolts out the door to try to find her bags.
Nothing's wrong with you, and that school is rubbish.
Goodbye.
She does find her bags still
Okay.
sitting by the bench.
That's good.
That tells me so much about this setting.
Yeah.
I rolled a die. I was like, does she find her bags? She does.
Thank you, Point
does, or-
Cassida. You're legit.
Yeah.
Now you all find yourselves also as you all coming in and sitting down, just if you just permit me, I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to say this. Just if I'm not out of place, if you see a chair user coming into your restaurant, offer them a chair to sit at the table. Don't just assume. Give them their chair. And if you're a server, don't fucking touch the chair.
Okay, so are we going for a booth or are we going for a table, y'all? Because here's the problem.
I imagine-
Eric, you know it, and I know it because we knew things for years. But Holly won't know to try to pounce the chair.
I will say it is a small shop, but there are definitely booths. There's a couple of like 2-person chairs for like date events that are in the middle, but mostly it's booth, couple of chairs, counter. It's very small, but booths are there.
So we want to grab probably the closet-most booth, because then you get to park right behind. You need to get an end.
Yeah.
Joint.
Make it part of the scenery. Yeah.
Just tuck it away, because then they won't be like, oh, it's a fire hazard.
So proper etiquette being observed in this world, and you are all comfortably sitting at the booth. And anybody who is sitting at this booth, by the way, all of you will occasionally feel the brush of thick flippers brushing against your legs as Holly is frankly just large when it comes to being under this booth. There's a lot of merfolk under the booth right now with this like long, like lustrous tail of glittering scales and these long fins. Mortals don't even realize they're stepping over it as they move past carrying trays and whatnot. You are all sitting here now, and Holly, one thing you note is that this restaurant is very charming. It looks like the inside of a mortal's boat. It looks like it is all beautiful, old, dented, lacquered wood with scratches all over it. Captain's wheels, old paintings of the lighthouse are sitting up on the walls, some of them done by locals. You see a couple of posters talking about, as you all know, Point Cassida has a very sort of bohemian vibe to a lot of the artistic scene. So there's a lot of like indie shit happening around the area too. You see a couple of like shows that are being played at a few of the bars, and they range everywhere from death metal rock all the way to like someone's DJing again the other night. All of this is to say that this restaurant is very much like one of the charming community hubs of Point Cassida. One of those like secret spots that the locals know, oh, if you want good seafood that feels homey, that's where you need to go. It has a vaguely familiar feel to it for you, Holly, because being merfolk and having been around human ships before, particularly when you're being mischievous, this looks about right. It's just on land.
And there's no water in it. It's not wrecked, and at the
There is
bottom.
a fish tank.
Wait,
There
really?
is a large fish tank, a saltwater fish tank.
What kind of fish are in there? Sorry.
Oh, ranging from all over different types of fish, but you do see one of the big ones though that you see, which is a parrotfish, big, beautiful. Couple of triggers, a blue tang, maybe a couple of clownfish.
I just want to know what's catching my eye.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of it looks. There is I would say a couple of tropical looking fish.
Are there any flying fish? Because Giada could tell you all about them.
No
Fish
flying
plane.
fish. No flying fish, unfortunately.
And I'll add to the color palette, like Ashling's room that we saw in the first episode, everything is that sun faded, painted pale blue shiplap that's been chipped away and worn over time and scratched off by kids playing and all of that.
Like they painted it in the late 80s and
They
nobody
painted
has
it
touched it up.
so long ago and it's never
Nobody
been
has
touched up.
touched it up. Oh,
So
I'm gonna eat
it's-
at this place right now.
Yeah, and it smells like the ocean.
I love that. Damn it. You can just like smell it.
Yeah. It's
Um,
not that big of a kitchen. So there's like 7 things on the menu max because they went, this is how we know, these are the things we know how to cook. That's all we're going to do. And it's going to be perfect.
Mhm.
So it's just like a little chalkboard sign that just has the 7 items.
Is there a fish of the day in addition?
Oh,
Is one of the 7?
absolutely. Absolutely. And they all have very silly names.
It's like Bob's Burgers. What fish?
As you're all mesmerized by the fish tank, I think that's when Aisling finally emerges from the closet. And as you were saying goodbye to the girl who I didn't meet, and she kind of slides under the booth because I assume you all have already sat, and she just kind of slides under the booth like a teenager out at a diner with her friends, scooches right back into the corner so that her back is again in the corner, and then joins you all for food.
That works perfectly because I will want the outermost.
Okay. Hopefully I just solved the echo issue. Because I got a notification from Jake that I am once again ruining our tabletop RPG experience. How dare me? I'm so sorry. For whatever reason, Google Meets despises my setup. So hopefully now it is fixed.
You know what you did.
I do. I know. I apologize. So let me know, Jake, if everything sounds good. And for everybody who is enduring this at home, we apologize. All right. So that being said, so y'all sit here. Food. I'm curious, what did everybody order as food is brought to the table?
I would like some New England clam chowder. It looks like I'm ordering at the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, New England clam chowder is what Skeeta would order.
Okay.
I also go for the classic, which is just a big bowl of chowder, home style, except she has piled a mountain of oyster crackers on her bowl of soup and is just one at a time eating them till she gets down to the soup.
Nice. Okay. I'm curious, did anybody help Holly order food?
Oh, well, Well, actually, I think
Wow.
Skeeta would gently say, so you know how you didn't like creamy and cold and sweet?
All
I
right.
will.
No, it's okay. You don't have to like it. It's okay. This is a different type of creamy. It's creamy and oceany and hot. I can't hear you.
You're muted.
Hot fish.
Yes. Maybe that's something you'd like to try. With no pressure if you don't like it. No pressure at all.
There is less pressure here. I'm going to see if maybe are there oysters on this menu? Because there was a thing about it was a whole
That's
thing.
right.
The world
Oh,
is
yes.
ours,
Uh-huh.
and that was going to be our thing. So
Definitely
I
oysters
think
on the menu.
I think their plan is they're going to have oysters, and since you're getting the thing, maybe try some of your thing.
Yes.
Because they feel
absolutely.
like there was so much food.
Uh-huh.
This way they can try things.
Perfect.
Okay.
Then I order something also. If I hear this conversation happening while they're ordering, I will add another thing to my order so that Holly gets to try all 7 things.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
Like one of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
All right.
Giada just gets the fish and chips for me.
Mm.
Yeah. When they do bring your food, Geta, those. Okay. You kind of glance at that. Fish and chips. Interesting. Not what you thought that was going to be when they deliver it. But they literally deliver what looks like crisps mixed in, and you're just kind of like, interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Guerra is from England. I say this to Aisling.
Yes.
That's so
oh.
exciting.
Sorry, was that
That's fine. Yes, yeah. I'm just from England. But
Yep,
I forgot the accent sometimes.
If you talk about how she's noble, she'll get really upset.
Giada just kind of like slinks into her seat, almost
Mm.
Aisling style. Just like, oh.
And Skeeta says,
Just drop
"That's-"
that bomb.
Yeah. Skeeta says, that's the thing I was trying to remember if I could say out loud or not.
It's
Right.
Aisling gets a little like leans in and just says, "There's a very wonderful theater program in England. Are you part of that?"
no. Just like Yara, just like an exhausted kind of look on her face, and she's like, no, I am not.
Oh, she likes fighting.
Unfortunately.
That's right.
Stage combat is a very big passion of mine.
Stage combat, really?
Yes.
Hmm.
I wasn't much good at the tap dancing, but I sure knew how to swing a sword.
At this, Giada just like her like her face brightens up, and she just starts asking Aisling, what's your favorite weapon? What have you trained?
Yes, I've done epi fencing a little in my youth, but mainly on stage I prefer the broadsword. It's more theatrical.
Absolutely, I would agree. Oh goodness, if you ever wanted to spar, I have a little bit of weapons training as well, but maybe not so much stage. But I think it would be similarly applicable. So
I would love to spar. Would you be all right if it met at night and in a very private place?
yes, sounds great.
Skeeta slips into her like agent-y voice and she says, stunt work. That's
No.
what we need to get you into, Guerra. Stunt work. There's so much work out there for you. If you're trained with weapons and fighting.
Yeah, stunt work. What does that mean?
It means that when there's a TV show or film and one of the
Oh.
actresses needs
Right.
to do like some big, amazing physical thing and they're not trained to do it, you would come in and do it for them.
I will think about it.
It's
Do you get
very
any sort of
exciting.
like awards for this?
Yeah, there are stunt person awards.
Yes.
What do they look like? And then she kind of just has this like gleam in her eye. She's like listening.
Skeeta pulls out her phone and is gonna Google some, and I'm doing that right now. Stunt person awards.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, there aren't
Excellent.
Oscars. It's a whole thing, but
There aren't Oscars, but I'm
incredibly,
pretty sure they have their
incredibly-
own. Yep. Yeah, there's like the
We better
Taurus
their own
World
recognition.
Stunt Awards. World Stunt Awards.
Are
Okay,
these
so I think
things
that's fine.
shiny and gold?
Oh, I'm sure they are. And you see a gleam in her eye too, with this mention of shiny things.
Well, we will have to talk about this at some point.
Yes.
More
we will.
in detail, because I'm
Mhm, of
interested,
course.
very, very interested. Oof.
Holly, would you like to try the taco? Okay. All right, let's find out. I got the D100.
You gonna roll the die? Gonna roll the die to find out if Holly likes
every
this?
time.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and make your roll.
Oh,
Does
Oh,
Holly
no.
hate it? Does Holly hate the taco?
Okay, I need you to roll for all 7 items because I need to
am.
know
I am
which one
rolling
you
for all
like.
7.
Yep.
Oh God.
I am,
Hol-
but taco is not a strong start.
Wow. And
Was
we
that
thought
a 6?
I was a 6.
That's even
I
worse
like
than
it
the
less
froyo.
than froyo.
man, I really thought the villain of this session was going to have been the Nervosa.
It's cilantro.
It's the
Oh,
cilantro.
you're right.
You
It's
just
gotta be the
taste
cilantro. It tastes like
soap.
Mm.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
What is this green thing?
But why
Right,
did
what
they
is-
make this?
Yeah, this isn't seaweed. Why does it not taste like seaweed?
They have the gene that makes it taste like soap.
Yep.
Why
Is that?
did
Oh, you already
do
said that.
too.
Sorry. Oh, you do.
Ooh,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't. It's okay.
Oh, baby. I'm sorry.
Wait, who here
Sorry.
has that gene? You do? Ah, gotcha.
It's more
Gina
like
has
chocolate.
excellent taste.
I
Mhm.
do. Wait, but roll on the rest. What does
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
yes,
I
okay,
know.
okay.
This is my
Okay,
notes.
Yeah, we're all just
not that one.
Gina's about to
All
take
right.
willpower damage if you don't
Warm
roll on
fish.
this thing.
I'll roll for my oysters.
Okay.
Oyster.
Oysters are better. Oysters could not have been worse. Oysters are 61. We have a food I like.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Not as good at home.
1?
Not as good as home.
61.
Wait. You're rolling D100s and you rolled a 6?
Yeah, that's why I was astonished.
Yeah,
That's why it's cilantro and soap.
that is
Oh,
intense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Butts. Okay.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't. Some things aren't about the multiples of successes. I wanted a gradation system, and I thought maybe I wouldn't end up being a picky eater. I know the statistic, like linear probabilities of a D100. Why did I think this? Anyway, I'm gonna roll on. May I roll on fish and chips? Gira?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Ooh, we like fish and chips 70.
Nice.
The American fish and chips.
Mhm.
Yes, the fish and crisps.
Fish and crisps. Chowder?
Yep, I was saving the chowder
Okay.
because like I didn't like the. I want this for Holly.
What about popcorn shrimp? I'm just thinking of other fish
Yeah,
dishes.
yeah.
This is just a
7.
journey. I'm just gonna sit and watch this.
Yeah, so sorry.
What are the results?
Yeah.
They tried the chowder
Uh-huh.
and they light up. 91.
You didn't know that humans could do that with food.
Yes. You like it. You like it.
You know how to make fish. George and Ada are very accomplished cooks. You know how to make fish. And this thing is like the thing from the berry pit. And I sort of swim at the sauce of it.
Oh yes. Creamy.
But this
Savory. You like savory better than sweet.
but I like you.
Makes sense. Oh. Skeeta blushes. And in her green form, it just turns into like a deeper green.
Holly is going to try to balance, like, when you're eating, like sharing from someone else's food, you don't want to go too hard into it because it's their food.
Right. Yeah. You're showing as much restraint as possible right now. I might even call for a willpower roll.
But it's like, we hit home. I wanted this.
Yes. Finally.
Thank you. Thank you. I had doubts. I'm not gonna lie. I had my doubts. You delivered.
I'm also so happy about that.
Somehow
Because
that's
this
the
is-
biggest up.
This is my home, and I really wanted you to like the
Yay.
chowder of where I live.
It's pretty
I
perfect.
like-
Yeah.
Oh,
like the
you like the chowder? Yeah, I think Aisling takes out her phone,
Okay.
and in like teenage fashion, opens the notes and writes, "Holly, chowder than love," and starts rating the food that
Mhm.
you have just said at dinner, like no pinkberry, no this, and starts making a list of the foods that you like and the reaction you had.
I'm gonna have to go through VOD and get my numbers and put them.
I
This
have
is
them.
basically
Oh, I wrote them
Yes.
down.
You're
this is like introducing 11 to Egos.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
This is Holly's ego moment.
We
Yeah.
still have 3 more foods
Yes.
on the
Yeah,
menu.
popcorn shrimp.
Yes.
Popcorn
Yep,
shrimp.
Popcorn
shrimp.
shrimp. Okay.
Popcorn shrimp. My God, I apologize to every
60.
dreamer watching right now. Hey.
Okay.
60. So
60 is
we're right
good.
there with
Fish and
All right.
chips and
All right.
oysters,
Yep.
Ceviche.
Oh, good one.
Ceviche.
Yeah.
We do not take to ceviche.
There's
14. We do
lime.
not take to ceviche.
14.
That's my bad.
Sweet
There's also
lime.
cilantro in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
you're
and
right. Oh my gosh! And it was a 14. You're a genius.
yeah.
All right. How many is that?
Okay, I
That's
think it's
6, I
one more.
think. Yeah,
Okay.
one
one
more.
more.
We need
Okay,
one more.
What is the final fish?
What's the
Um,
fish of the day? Like that.
Oh,
Maybe
yep.
that's the one that changes every
Oh
time.
yeah,
Yes.
you're right. Oh, that
Ooh.
gives me more to
Okay.
roll on. in
Ooh,
future.
it's a crab cake.
a
Perfect.
crab cake. Brilliant. I love this. Okay, let's find out. 57.
57. All right.
Wow, I really,
bad.
I'm here for it or I'm not. We had no 20s, 30s, or 40s.
You know what?
Mhm.
Literally anything after a 91 is not going to taste as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already
But
got
we
the
have a
peak meal.
baseline though.
Yeah.
But
So-
really not taco. Really not cilantro.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I
amazing.
love it.
Mhm.
What's amazing is the next 45 minutes of trying to introduce this merfolk to seafood here on on land. It's such an exciting experience for those of you who, especially for, again, just reiterating, merfolk are, even to Kithane, are mystical and magical by default. They are just so rare and so unusual to come across one. And now you've got one and you're literally like, try this. Oh, try this. Oh, try this. Like any new kid in elementary school who like gets a foreign exchange student, wants to know everything, wants you to try everything, wants to show you all of their favorite stuff. It's enough to make you forget that not even 45 minutes ago, a nightmare was brazenly walking amongst the mortals and trying to devour the emotional state of a woman that was fleeing the school that you yourself escaped from just this morning, Gira. And
Mm.
while everyone is getting kind of swept up in the excitement of it, it is a nice way to sort of relax a little bit, especially because these people are very new to you. This whole experience is so fresh and new to you. You got off the plane 5 hours ago. You dropped off your luggage and escaped the school. In just the past 3 hours, this has all happened. Sitting at this table now, it starts to really settle in on you that this might be the way things are around here in the Barony of Olives. But your motley is so completely engrossed and delighted by shoving food into the face of the merfolk, that for a split second you were able to sort of put aside a nagging feeling that you have about that thing that you just beat into a pulp out front, not 600 feet from the entrance to this restaurant.
Yara just kind of like thinks to herself, feels right at home just being here amongst everybody here, and just kind of like relaxes a little bit more, and the exhaustion of like the plane and navigating this proper school and all that, and the nightmarish Nervosa, it all just kind of like, she does finally start to feel a little bit of exhaustion, but relaxed as well, being amongst our crew.
So the check comes. Who's covering this? Because I'm going to guess it's over $100 worth of food here at the table.
The check doesn't even reach the table. Yara, no, like times it. She's relaxing and just kind of, she's a little quieter, but she's observing, and she's like, you know, seeing how things are going. And then she notices, like, you know, we're like asking for the check, and then the waiter, you know, goes back to the like table thing. Words are hard right now for me. And so Yara just kind of gets up and, don't mind me, I'm using the restroom real quick, and just kind of walks over to where the check is at, and like pulls out some cash and, like, you know, covers it stealthily as she makes her way over to the restroom.
Okay. No problem. Check never reaches the table. You all finish up. You go into the restroom, and it's this, it continues the theme. So when you walk inside it, you actually kind of, you notice a similar feel of the lighthouse, and that you see the sort of fold open window near some of the stalls, stained glass depicting like ships in a storm, just completely filling out the theme of the entire place. Restroom is well kept and pretty clean. Those like small micro tile floors, all white. When you walk inside, you move over to the sink, washing your hands after finishing up. And as you're looking in the mirror, make a perception plus kenning roll.
Oh dear. All right, perception. Kenning, what are you? Okay, well, 3.
It's under talents, yeah.
Cool. 3.
3 successes.
3 successes.
You see something on the floor. It's catches your eye because of your sense of glamour. You get this sort of feeling that glancing behind you, because you can see something in the mirror that kind of stands out as not usual. When you glance behind you, you see there's a shadow on the floor. It's stretching out from what looks like the entryway of the restroom itself, the swinging door. Here's what's bizarre about it. The shadow itself looks like somebody who is standing in front of a light, and it stretches out onto the floor. But it's coming from under the door, which the best way to describe it to our common sensibilities is it looks like a video game glitch. Like the door itself is casting a humanoid shadow across the floor of the bathroom.
Yara notices this and just kind of like ignores it, like pretends that she doesn't see it, and just keeps washing her hands, like decides to like do the like thorough washing of hands as she's trying to kind of just like listen or sense anything. She still has her back turned and is watching it through the window or the mirror and thinking of what to do. And if it doesn't move at all,
Doesn't move at all.
you know, she's going to, shut off the water and then go into the next stall, muttering to herself. No one else is in the bathroom, I'm assuming.
You don't know.
Okay. Or no one who's obvious and making themselves present.
Yeah, nobody's visible right now.
Okay, so she's just mutters to herself audibly, where did my little bag go? I must have left it around here somewhere. And she goes into one of
Okay.
the bathroom stalls and like goes in and just kind of like tries to look under the stall next to where the weird shadow is being cast, like to see if there's a form or something that is casting this shadow.
Okay.
And, just kind of looking around.
Just for funsies, could you please make a manipulation plus subterfuge check?
Oh goodness. All right. Oh, my manipulation is actually okay. Oh. Subterfuge. I don't even think I have any yet.
Then it's just a straight up manipulation roll.
0. She does
Zero.
not. She's not good at that.
Did you botch it at all? Did you roll any ones?
There was no ones.
Okay.
There was no ones.
Gotcha. Okay. So playing it off, go into the stall, close it, get into the stall, clomping noises of your shoes as you move over, and then just sort of like bend down to see if you can look underneath the stall door. Look down. Luckily, that martial arts flexibility coming into play as you basically fold straight down. Not quite as impressive as Aisling, but definitely up there as you just kind of bend all the way down from a standing position and look underneath, and you see nothing. Nobody in the next stall, to the left or the right.
Gara like quickly gets up. Oh yes, I left it at the table. All right, and then she just kind of tries to casually leave the bathroom.
You know that? Do you know sort of that like that foamy texture of the ceiling panels in like schools and whatnot?
Oh yeah, I know.
That's what's over your head, and that is, if you can imagine it, the sound of nails gently scraping across the surface of that surface.
She just continues to try to leave the bathroom.
If I may add to the scene.
Sure.
At that moment, where the door to the swing door back out into the restaurant where the shadow first started, a napkin gets slipped under the door. Like a folded napkin.
Ooh, okay. So, and Yara sees this. So she's going to, I guess before opening the door, will kind of lean down and kind of pick up this napkin, seeing as it gets slid under, and tries to read it if there's any sort of message.
On it, scribbled from like one of the table crayons, is Aisling wrote her name and then her phone number. And that's all. It's just she knew you're in the bathroom. Aisling gives you her phone number without having to interact further.
Oh, got it. And then Gara just kind of tucks that away in a pocket and exits the bathroom.
No shadow.
No shadow out there. Huh. She quickly makes her way back to the table of her newfound friends and
Clump.
Aisling is no longer there. She went home.
Which is,
upstairs.
Yeah, Ashley, I can picture Ashley going, well, I'm going to go home now. And then just goes upstairs. And just
leaves through the kitchen, out the back door, and then you just hear the ping, 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 ping as she goes up the stairs through the back alley.
Was that her? Oh, well, Yara's trying to make sense of like what she saw after dealing with like a shadow nightmare out in the street. She was so terrified that whatever was in the bathroom there was one of them, and she was just like, ooh, and comes back to the group and like this didn't even click. The note didn't even click for her. So she comes back to the table and tells everyone, there was something in the bathroom. It was like a shadow. Don't be alarmed. I think it's gone now, but just be wary. Some sort of shadow thing was in the corner. Under a stall.
Can there a lot of shadow things on land?
Can I roll to see if Skeeta knows stuff? What this might be?
You want to try to use Greymare here?
Sure. Well, actually, I'm almost even asking as a player to player and also player to GM. Would I know what this is? Would I recognize this?
Ooh, interesting question. So, yeah, that would definitely be a player-to-player question. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind if we peek behind the curtain here and say, who are you asking specifically? Are you asking Gina or are you asking?
Yeah. Well, then I would ask Gina. Yeah. Is this something I would have recognized before? In the time I've known you.
Yeah, so just to give further information for you to answer the question, I would say this motley, those of you who are part of the OG members, I would say y'all are probably have only known each other for about maybe 2.5 to 3 months. Has been about the time, and in that time, the way I imagine it is the motley has sort of gained momentum in hanging out with each other. Like it was slow going at first, especially with Aisling, who was probably not the most much like myself, doesn't reach out to people necessarily and just kind of hopes people call. And if they do,
and also when does have an interaction takes about a week off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Us at Comic-Con after 3 hours on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to go spend a week by myself. Goodbye. So it's kind of like that. Yeah. But it's up to you, Gina. Yeah.
I will say Ruby has seen a hint of this in the first episode. But what I will say is more than anything, generally, depending on the level of mood and how close she is to glamour or how close she is to the dreaming, she has exuded sort of weird dark mirage energy before, where you have seen where she seems to bleed out a little more, as she is a Slua herself, which is closer to nightmare energy. But I would say you have not seen. I wouldn't say that you've necessarily seen in the short amount of time that you've known her.
She hasn't seen it like a manifestation.
I wouldn't say that you've seen an independent nightmare shadow of her from her.
All right. Great. Thank you. So in that case, when you ask that, Gieta, Skeeta is like finishing the last little bit of chowder and says, "Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't Aisling? Was Aisling there with you?"
I didn't see her. Could that have? Wait, that could have. Oh, and like, Yara's just not quite familiar with Slua yet, and like she's just so new to this. And like after like that event with the Nervosa, she's just like kind of on edge, and is like, I can go back and check. Oh, wait a minute, and then she like pulls something out of her pocket, and she sees the note, and she's like, wait a minute. I apologize. Maybe that was her, because I also saw this. Did she ever? Wait. Oh, she just like pulls out her phone and texts. Aisling. Pardon my interruption, but was that you? And she's not at the table anymore, right? She went to her room.
Yeah, she fled, basically.
The text like, pardon my interruption. However, I did see a shadow-like chap in the bathroom, and I wanted to inquire if it was you. And that's like the long, awkward text that she sends.
Please tell me you voice to text that.
Here we are. There's a long, shadowy chap in the bathroom. Could that have
Comma.
by chance been you?
Perchance.
On your screen you get ... stop ... stop ... stop, as like it looks like Aisling is typing and then erasing and then typing and erasing.
Yeah, like this.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just like, wait.
I was
Uh,
like just sending you row after row of ellipses.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
what?
just like
Stop,
the
stop.
yeah,
The
the
whole
like
time, like,
just
she's looking at the bathroom like,
just the constant over and
Mhm.
over erasing and typing. And then you get a very quick oh yeah, sorry, I wanted to give you my number but felt inappropriate to barge in on your bathroom time. And then that gets sent in a chunk, and then you get the ... again over and over, and then just it was nice to meet you. I hope my shadow didn't scare you. And then that's it.
I mean, it's
so-
bending your mind a little bit, Gira, because what that shadow is not being cast by light. It's stretched under the door of the bathroom across the tile floor.
So it was her. And then so she just kind of voice to text again. Well, it was pleased to make your acquaintance once again. But could you bally well not scare the living hell out of me with your shadow next time? I would like to know. And you know, but it is okay. It's the first time we've met, so understandable.
I want to point out that as this conversation is happening at the table, you've seen this a few times, but it never stops absolutely bewildering you, Holly. Watching someone talk into these phones.
I don't understand how they're having half of a conversation. I don't understand why they're doing it.
This glowy thing.
She does it in particular because she had a whole one that I don't. It sounded like the kind of conversation I would have with my mama, but like there was no one there.
No one is
I
there.
don't know what thing of etiquette I'm missing, but like I thought I saw one of the lights in Aisling's trunk too.
For anybody who is curious, merfolk cannot purchase Streetwise, Drive, firearms, or computer at character creation. You are not allowed to buy any of it.
That's so cool.
So this is just like a whole new world. You're just literally looking at this. You're literally just looking at this glow box that you constantly see people talking at.
Don't get it. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. But
there is by the way, a belching noise from underneath the table.
I've rolled for Kit on all of the foods.
Everything you did not eat.
Almost everything. And yes, actually, Kit's favorite was the ceviche with an 89, which was one of my cilantros.
So Kit can spend a point of glamour to interact with props and to interact with the autumn world. For mortals who are walked by the table, they would, again, the way intention manifests of the dreaming into the autumn world, mortal minds simply rationalize what they're seeing. One of my favorite examples is that if a puka was sitting at a table with a chimerical spoon and was shoveling soup into their mouth, well, a mortal mind might actually just envision that they were probably actually eating with a spoon, even though there's nothing in their hand. Or they might think that puka is drinking out of the bowl. Their mind would rationalize it, or they just wouldn't look in that direction. The same thing is coming into play here. That food apparently has just been gobbled up by Holly and their friends. What's actually happened is there is a fat-bellied sea otter laying on his back under the table on top of the big tail that was swishing about before it was made into a seabed for this very contented sea otter, who is just kind of like a Disney character right now with his eyes closed and his like kind of massaging his cheeks a little bit, like rubbing it, and
Almost
then
everything was 70 or higher. Kit just loves food.
there's no way you're ordering any kind of shellfish without an otter being all over that.
Exactly.
Nothing went to waste.
No.
Everything has been devoured as the chimerical sea otter pet is underneath the table, just enjoying that fullness. It is I'm going to say at this point, it's getting to about early afternoon now. And I will add, before I pass this back to you guys, I will add that at this point, it's good to tell Giera that tonight there is going to be the formal orientation that everyone is expected to attend. Whether you do that or not is completely up to you, but it is part of the schedule. Formal attire is required. It is a dinner with the dean and all of the students of the school.
She's going. She
Okay.
has a goal now. So, yes, so that is going to happen tonight, and Giera lets the crew know. All right, everyone, there's some formal event that I need to go to, so.
Are you going to swim with your school?
Yes, in a way, adjacent, in a way. But I will be there, and then I will be back. But here is my number, and then she, hands out her number to them and everybody else, and
It's a very nice number.
yes. Oh. The connection just finally happened. Oh, she looks over at Skeeta and Aisling, like, if you all need to
Ashling's
contact
upstairs,
me-
remember?
Just kidding. To Skeeta. And it's like, here's my number. Please call me if you need anything. If anything happens, I will come right back right away. I will text Aisling and let her know as well. And then Giera does that as well. And,
You just get a very quick, sorry, I have work.
Oh, that was fast. Change of pace there. So she just kind of like regards that. All right. And Giara,
Do you need help carrying that bag?
oh, no, it's fine. And she hefts the big heavy bag over her shoulder.
Roll
with a big-
wits and empathy, if you would, please, Holly.
Okay. Huh.
I'm
This one
gonna
might
say
go look swole.
I'm gonna say if you would please also get a roll manipulation plus subterfuge.
Mm.
Not good at this.
You did not build a social character, which is all the more reason why it's charming as hell that she's going to etiquette
Yeah.
school here in the state.
Subterfuge and empathy?
Manipulation.
Manipulation. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what's your dice pool? 3? Like 2
Yeah,
or
it
3?
was like 1, and then where I can never find manipulation.
Manipulation's in the
Oh,
center
manipulation
column.
will find you.
Duh. Oh god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Ain't that
I
the
wrote
truth?
nothing.
Nothing.
I got nothing.
Okay. 3
Great.
successes.
Oh.
Giera tries to play it off, but there was a sudden sense of urgency and maybe a little territoriality when you offered something so politely. She reacted like a Garibaldi that you had just swum right into its territory.
Mm.
Oh.
That will be fine. Thank you. And then
She's
the look
trying
Gara
to
gives at them is like,
trying
little.
so hard to be polite and play it off, but you can see like a jaw clench as Giera very just kind of snatches up that bag.
very appreciated, Holly, but this is my bag. Well, and is it time to like head out for me?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly could. I mean, it's early afternoon in the evening, so you've got about 3.5, 4 hours, and you did leave your dorm room in a state of complete disarray.
Good. All right. So Giara, goes out and like orders a ride to get back to this.
Call an Uber.
Was it within walking? No, it was a ride.
No, it's not walking distance.
Yeah.
It's
I
probably
remember
it's
that
probably
fun.
about yeah, it's probably about a 15-minute drive from here.
Okay, so she like orders her her ride to get over there and is waiting outside for this mystery car.
Yeah, you say mystery car, but it's not so much of a mystery when it pulls up. You see an old beaten up car that looks very familiar just swing around the bend and start pulling up to the corner. In the back seat, there is a goblin that is looking at a magazine and you're not sure what he's doing, but you have the common sense to not linger as you glance at the front seat where the red cap is sitting. And you see leaning forward to get a good look at you is Bleeger. He just kind of leans in and goes, "Hey."
Hello again, my friend.
You're my fare. Oh no, you're going back. Oh no, you're going back. That's fucked.
I know. Trust me.
Bleeger just smiles at you, and again, it's like the mouth of Sauron. Those huge lips, that big front row and back row of teeth, as he just gives you this big nightmarish grin.
Yes, I have some unfinished business back there, so if you will please courteously take me back to this lovely establishment.
I don't know any of those words, but if you want to get in, I'll take you where you came from.
Sounds good.
All right.
And she like kind of hops in and like slings her bag in. And
do you want the front seat or the back seat?
Goblin with magazines and back seat, right?
Oh yeah, that's the back seat. Yeah.
I'll take the front seat.
Take the front seat. You just get into the front seat. The goblin peers down from good housekeeping and pulls his hand out of his jacket and just goes, "Oh, hey, you're back."
Yeah. You know, I'll be sitting here. We got to go back to this place, but I think you might need some alone time with that magazine again.
Oh, yeah. No, not really. It's actually exciting when people watch. And he kind of opens up the magazine again and goes back to reading and goes, "Man, that upholstery, look at that. Look at that."
Yara, shudders just a little bit.
The red cap looks at you as he begins to pull away from the curb, and he notices your reaction and looks back at the goblin and goes, "Oh yeah, no, yeah. What are you doing?
Fascinating fellow you got back there."
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you don't get to pick your chimera. Sometimes they just pop into being, and sometimes it's from a really shitty joke that you said one night when you were really drunk, really close to your chrysalis, you know what I mean? And then it just doesn't go away. The fucker follows you around. You gotta drag him around everywhere you go. You feel bad for him. He starts whining. But I don't know. I like him.
Well, you lucked out, my friend.
It's true. I don't mind him so much. Tell me about this fucking school you go to.
Oh, you know everything about it at first glance. You can just see what it's all about from the outside. I mean, what excruciating detail do you want me to go into? This power structure within the kinds of people who want to be there, the kinds of people who are trying to escape.
Fuck. He just shakes his head and says, "Man, you don't have to be there, do you?"
No, I don't, but I do. So
he nods like he understands. He goes, kind of rubs his hand across his mouth to grab like a little bit of saliva that's coming off from the big smile on his face, and just, "Yeah, I went through something like that when I was about 15 or so. Is
really
oldest story in the book, summer camp. Had to go. Parents made me go. Always wanted to make me go.
Wish I could have experienced that. I never got the chance to. Sounds like a fun old time, though.
No, it wasn't fun.
No,
No.
really.
I was a little heavier back then. You know how kids can be.
Oh no, I just wanted. I'm sorry. Hope they didn't treat you like rubbish over there.
Oh no, they treat me like shit. No, I got a condition from that bullshit. But you know what?
No.
That was also the summer I punched my bully in the face. So it was memorable. And let me tell you something. I don't I don't go around advocating that kids should be hitting kids. I ain't like that. But that motherfucker never touched me again. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm glad for you. Imagine this as a summer camp, I guess.
Who's the bully?
The dean. She,
Oh, you
looks at him
gotta
with
punch
this,
that fucker in the face. He just looks at you and goes, "You gotta punch that fucker in the face. You gotta be on the news. Punch that fucker in the face.
Don't worry about it.
Punch him in the face."
We will see what happens. I'm going to attend this event, and I'm going to have a word.
With your fists.
Exactly.
You're gonna write the content.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. No, I'm down. I've heard all about chlorocons. I know how y'all function. It scares the shit out of me sometimes, if I can be honest. Because sometimes I just want to have a cigarette and chill. But y'all, man, y'all know how to fucking party. Let me tell you.
It's fine. I mean, we still have to have our friendly brawl at some point, but this is not going to be one of those.
All right. But listen, if there is a party at this place, and you're gonna, if your motley decides to throw down and like chill there, or like have a night where you're all, I don't know, smoking out or drinking, you gotta call my motley. You gotta call us. I gotta bring. I'm not the only red cap in my motley, man. And let me just tell you something. We are down to party. 100%. You need to meet Knack Knock. Knack Knock will blow your fucking mind. And Trips is the best. Trips. Have you met Trips yet?
No, not yet.
Trips is a selkie. And when they walk into a room, I'm just saying, while everyone's salivating over them, you can steal anything. You can just swipe things. Everyone wants to get close to the sexy selkie. Just walk up and steal shit. I do it all the time. All the time.
Your crew sounds great. I'll have to have my motley join yours, or we'll meet at some point. But I'm just going to check this school out and take care of something.
Sure.
I should probably. And then Yara realizes, wait, why am I running into this without trying to figure out I should tell them what I'm doing? And she did not think to tell her motley that she's gonna go and possibly strangle the darkness out of the dean. That's what she wants to do, and she didn't want to bug them about it. But now that
sounds
now
like a
that
great
she's
time
had
for a
time.
scene transition, because I do have it's just so Skeeta and Holly are the two at the table now. Aisling has gone to her somewhere. And Gira went to what she described as a formal event. Do you get to dress up for those kinds of things, Skeeta?
Yes. Do you have formal events where you're from?
Yes, all the time. And you get very pretty, and we have dancing and singing, and they're wonderful. And well, I kind of wondered what the land ones are like. Do you think we could go to Gira's?
Hey, that is a really good idea. I pull out my phone and I text Gira. And then I get a twinkle in my eye as I start to voice text, "Excuse me, Your Highness. I do not mean to impose on your personal time away from the motley.
How
But-
to troll Gira.
But the Duchess and I are inquiring as to whether you would allow us to prevail ourselves of your formal event? Question mark?
Yara replies, You're invited as well. However, I'm going to need some time to prepare the event a bit before seeing how we could all fit into our proper roles, I guess you could say.
But of course, Your Highness.
Already, tell us
What was it?
the proper roles.
proper roles.
The proper rules. Oh my god.
I
feel
get to be in character now. Do you think Aisling would want to go?
We can find out. And in stark contrast, I just say, hey Aisling, want to go to a formal thingy tonight?
You get the fastest no.
I don't know, but then I'll add with Guerra.
You get the ... dots again for a long time. I would say like a good 5 minutes passes.
Oh goodness, she's really thinking about it.
What is this?
What
Discord?
do you know?
Well, see, these little dots, that means that someone is typing, but they're not sure if they want to send the thing yet. And they might be like still typing or
They can
retyping.
read your mind?
Oh no. See, and I basically will sample texting via fingers, like manual texting versus voice texting, and I'll give a little lesson on that.
I will be credited with having learned it probably the next time. You know how it takes
Yes.
when it's just a completely wild concept? So
Mhm.
it won't be unfamiliar the next time I ask you.
And while you're showing the screen and the 5 minutes of the little magical electronic box has happened, you then get the fruits of the labor, and you see Aisling's final text finally come through, and it just says, "After work, period. I'll try, period."
Okay! Exclamation
boy.
point. I'll send you the
Jesus.
info. Exclamation point.
Cut to her panicked in the side of in her bedroom, like ET style, surrounded in her clutter, and all you see is like this part of her face, and she's just like
in that car ride, because you've been speaking into your cell phone, Bleeger doesn't say anything. He just kind of lets you have your conversation, doesn't interrupt. Eventually, though, that thin-limbed goblin who is dressed in the biker leathers and the strange like ties across his neck and whatnot, you hear the chains jingling as the goblin kind of waddles up and sits between the seats and puts his arms up on both seats between the two of you, and he just goes, "Hey, I think I know what my name's gonna be today." And the red cap glances at him and then looks at you and says, "Day's almost over. You're gonna choose now." And yeah. Today I am Merp. Merp, all right, Merp. For today, you're Merp. You want to sit the fuck down, please? Even though that's a real windshield, you're gonna go right through it if I have to slam on the brakes. Yeah. I'll sit down. Hey, but listen. And the goblin, now known as Merp, leans over to you, Gira, and just says, "Listen, I got a question for you. You don't have to answer this right away, but this party that we're all gonna go to now."
Great, yes.
Yeah. So it's gonna be in the main room, right?
I assume so.
Is there gonna be like a thing where the other people aren't in their dorm rooms during that time? Like everyone's gonna be in the main room, right?
Yes.
The red cap goes, "Sit the fuck down. You're not eating everyone's curtain. Sit the fuck down. I told you to sit the fuck down." The goblin just immediately looks very pouty and slides back into the back seat. And he says, get in the seat and buckle up." And you see the goblin once again just kind of scoots over into the child seat in the back and starts clipping himself into it. And the red cap looks back over and goes, "He's not going to eat the upholstery. You're fine. I'm not going to let him do that."
It's fine. You eat the upholstery in the room that was supposed to be mine.
You hear what she just starts talking over you. You hear what she just said? Yes, I heard what she just said. The goblin folds his arms and just...
You can have my room. Take my room. I'm not going to be using it after tonight.
You shouldn't have said that to him. No, he's going to go in your room. Wait.
Well...
What? Where are you going?
Going back to this the school.
But you're not going to use it after tonight? What are you planning? What's going on tonight?
It's just nothing. Now you're asking too many questions, and like now
I'm
Zara's
nosy.
kind of a little defensive.
All right.
Just
all right.
don't worry about it. I will let you know. I guess I'll just, use these ride apps to contact you somehow. I don't know how it's always you that are picking
There's not
me.
a whole lot of Uber in this city. And he starts pulling up. You can see at the top of the hill overlooking most of Point Cassida, you can see this
Mm.
beautiful school and these beautiful green grounds as he's driving up. And he goes, listen, I got you here and you're about to leave. So let me just tell you a few things before you go, because you are the new kid on the block, as they say.
Right.
And the red cap pulls to a stop, squeaking like discomfort, high-pitched brakes as this car comes to a stop. At least the brakes have finished working. The car still rolls like another foot before it finally goes. And he goes, turns, puts on the emergency brake, turns in the seat and looks at you and goes, listen, I haven't gotten a chance to talk to you or your motley very much, but Sealy Court, we got to stick together when it comes to this kind of shit. So I want to lay something out to you, okay? And this might be a lot because I know you just went through your seining, you're brand new, but there's a few people you should look out for. I mean, one of them's pretty obvious.
What, the dean?
No. I'm not talking about the dean anymore. I'm talking about our people. Yeah, court, dangerous place sometimes.
They wouldn't. They would never miss one measly, pompous dean.
Dean? No, you don't understand. No, listen to me. I'm talking about the changelings of the Barony of Olives. I'm talking about the Kithane.
Yes.
Yeah, no, fuck the dean. I'm talking about the nobility here. The nobility among us changelings.
Well, what does this rubbish have anything to do with them?
With whom? The dean?
The Thane.
I don't think it has anything to do
Yes, then this is going to be fine. It's just going to be a fun night.
No, you're not listening. Listen to me. He leans in closer now and he says, listen, Gira, the court, the Baron plays it easy, he's very likable. I'm a big fan of the Baron. He's a good guy. House Skaha kind of scares the shit out of me sometimes because they're all a bunch of, self-proclaimed witchers or some shit. They like to hunt nightmares. But listen, the Baron has enemies. There's a lot of nobility that are not fond of the fact that a member, an Autumn She, has control of one of the most powerful freeholds north of Caer Angelus. And everything that's happened down in LA recently, I don't know if you've heard. How much have you heard?
I just got here not even 12 hours ago.
Fuck. He leans back in his seat and he goes, all right, look, I'm going to try not to overwhelm you, okay? I'm just going to say a couple of things. I just need you and your motley to kind of get an idea of the way things are, because right now you've all been given sort of the shiny treatment, but a lot of you need to know what's going on. You're the new kids. You're the newest motley out here, and you're gonna be fresh meat for anybody who's making moves right now. There's a lot of shit going on in the Barony, and no one's talking about it, but it's happening. There's a play being made right now for the control of the freehold. There's been a war that hasn't had a fight in quite a while between the Sealy and the Unsealy courts. It's been brewing for a while. It's always brewing. The point is, lots of shit went down in Caer Angelus a couple of months back. I don't know the details, but he looks out the window to see if there's any mortals walking by the car, to see if there's anybody looking at the strange car parked on the side of the street. He goes, so I don't know how informed you are, but vampires in Caer Angelus, and a lot of shit went down in LA a couple of months back. It's like somebody dropped a big bowling ball in a big bowl of water and just splashing everywhere. Okay, something happened in Caer Angelus, and The queen has been locking shit down and acting like it's the end of the world or some shit. All of that is spilling out, though. The barony is the closest freehold to Care Angeles, and people are starting to make moves, and it's not just Kithane. Are you following me?
I guess I am. And
Look, the point is there's a lot of people coming through the barony right now. They're trying to skate on by, do it kind of under the radar. And it's agitating a lot of the nobility, people trying to take advantage of it. I'm trying to tell you, you need to watch out for that Sealy She Noble piece of shit, the one from House Balor. You got to watch out for Lord Deadwater. He has it out for anybody coming through the barony right now. He is the most xenophobic motherfucker, and he is a problem. And he is acting like nobody belongs here. He is like the worst of the worst. And he's using everything that happened in Care Angeles right now to, stir shit up. So I'm telling you all of this shit specifically because you're the newest kid in town. And I'm worried he's going to come at you in court. That's all. He's going to point at you the way he's pointing at everybody just because they're coming through the barony. And the Baron is a nice guy. He's going to let people stay. As they should. That's the way it should work. The freehold is open to all Kithane, but this guy, Deadwater, just watch out for him, okay? Because he is a scary son of a bitch. Not trying to make you anxious. It just feels like all of y'all in the new motley around here, you're all getting sort of the velvet glove, and I just wanted to level with you. There's just a lot of shit going on.
I believe you. And lords know I've dealt with that kind of utter nonsense. But looks like this Deadwater cad is going to have to be dealt with next. Thank you for letting me know all this.
Yeah. Totally. My motley, we're the Salties, and you can definitely count us as friend. We're all Sealies, well, except for Knock. Knock's they're funny. They're funny. For a knocker, they're pretty funny. But we're pals. Absolutely. Gotta stick out for each other. All right. So anyway, I chewed your ear off.
I trust you. Thank you so much for letting me know all of this.
And tell the rest of the motley if they want to talk to me, tell them to get. Oh, you know what? Give me your cell phone. I'll give you my number. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Here,
Thank you. Garrett takes the number.
He writes in Bleeger, Bleeger, and types in his number and says, if you all ever want to talk or connect with one of the other motleys, the folks of us who have been around the block a little bit, we can kind of fill y'all in. No offense to Sir Galia. She's great. But she hates politics, hates the courts, and it's kind of her weakness. She doesn't know what's going on. All right. I talked your ear off. Go have a great night. I'll see you in like 3 hours, I guess.
I'll let you know. And all of this information is just settling into her brain. Thank you for the ride again. Interesting. I guess I really have to watch my back out here. Jumping out of one fire and into another, I guess.
Hey, you got friends out here, though. All right? You got friends. Lots of friends. Freehold for everybody. It's all open. Anyway, go get you. Motherfucker. You see him glance. In the back seat, Merp is about halfway done with the child seat that he was sitting in. Just, you can hear the plastic breaking as the goblin bites into it and just starts to slowly chew. And he goes, all right, well, you're going to share if you're going to eat the damn thing. And he breaks off a piece of the plastic and hands it to the red cap, who immediately sticks it in his mouth and says, I'll see you in 3 hours.
All right.
It kind of starts up and Bleeger pulls away from the curve and starts making his way down.
Take care. All of this information is just settling into Yara's mind, and she's trying to overcome her emotions about this and try to navigate it with a bit more tact. She's considering this, but she remembers that look on the girl's face at the bus stop. She remembers those feelings, and it just kind of seeps into her soul, and she shudders at what she saw and decides to just text everybody.
Okay.
Stand by, I'll let you know what's going on. No worries. Heart emoji with no intention to really text them back for a while, and just sets forward into the grounds of this grand establishment towards the event.
What is everybody else doing? Is there anything else that happens before the event? Yeah, what's up, Skeeta?
I would like to invite Holly to my house, my closet specifically, so we
Okay.
can do a getting dressed for the formal event montage.
Describe that
Holly-
place.
Oh yes. So I live in a beautiful, also very large, like 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, overlooking the ocean house.
Oh.
And it's gorgeous, clean lines, lots of beautiful like glass windows for all the light to stream in, balconies. It's beautiful, hot tub, pool. It's real nice. I've made a nice little home for myself. And so I'm not sure what Holly would expect of a land dweller's home.
Certainly not glass this clear.
Mm.
Also, you can see the ocean glittering off in the distance in front of you. This golden
it's-
path of the sun just tracing its way across the bay, or across the beaches, basically up to the water lines.
And it seems like it's very late afternoon, right? So the sun
Mhm.
is like kind of
Hanging low.
heading down. Yeah.
Mhm.
Welcome to my house.
This is pointy. They run their
Yes.
hand along the edge of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yes,
it's
be
a very
careful.
clean one sort of apartment.
Yes. Be careful of the edges. They can hurt if you hit them too hard or at all.
Same. Tail flap. You have a water here.
I have a what?
You mentioned a hot tub pool.
Oh, yes, yes.
Like, I
Mhm.
mean, like
Yes,
they're
exactly.
making chowder eyes at it.
Chowder eyes. Ding, 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 ding.
It's not exactly for drinking or consuming. It's for lounging in. And then I'm actually going to go over to the wall and flip or turn the dial, and the tarp is off of it, and so you start to see the lights turn on, and then bubbles
Like
appear.
events.
Like a vent, yes. You can get in if you like.
And they're in. Splish. I like to think the splish goes outward. But you know, it's like the first like 2 rows, maybe the first 4 rows they advise you. So
Mhm, mhm.
you might still have been in the splash zone. Oh my gosh, they're so it's not like they can't fully just fish spread, but gosh, they're trying. It's just around and around, and oh, it's everything that like stretch or lie down or all of water. Happy
Hmm.
Holly.
Mm.
They are
Aw.
stirring your hot tub.
Nice.
Amazing.
I didn't realize land dwellers kept this here.
Mhm.
That's so smart of you.
Yeah, it's
Does
very
everybody
convenient.
have little waters like these?
Not everyone.
So you're special.
I
I knew it.
mean, not really. Maybe a little bit special.
Of course. I'm always right about these things.
Of course.
Swish. So we're gonna you're gonna dress up?
Yes. And I'm not sure what you like to wear, but I have a lot of different clothes that you can try on.
I haven't been to a land party before.
Yes. Also, if nothing here suits you, I can show you the internet and I can have an assistant bring some things by.
You do things very differently here.
Yeah.
Do you have insistence because you're important? Are you a noble? Wait, we're not supposed to say. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just us here.
Are you a noble like Gira?
No, definitely not. But I have wealth because of my business. I have a business.
With the wrestling.
Exactly. And other talented individuals who I represent.
What does it mean you represent them?
Well, here in Southern California and other places, there tends to be a hub of entertainment productions. So movie sets and TV shows and live shows and all different types of entertainment. And the people who perform that entertainment, the talent, need someone to negotiate their contracts. And I literally am rattling on all these very land dweller, human, businessy things. So it's like not just, it's like when you learn a language, like say I speak Spanish, but if someone is talking technical, you're like,
I cannot overstate
right.
that has been my feeling as Holly for so much of this. So
Like,
yes,
I know
they
this
are at the
language,
one word in
but-
6.
Right.
Something entertainment.
Yes. And
Something,
then negotiable
something performance.
What are some other words that pop out are like 10% residuals and
Oh god.
that's how it works.
That sounds wonderful.
It can be. I really enjoy it. And my talent they're wonderful people and they're so talented. And I specialize also, and now I start using more weird words like niche and gamers and small communities or streamers. I use all these other words that you're probably
Streams.
Oh yes.
Gira was telling me all about those when telling me about all of the water that land has.
Oh yes. Yes. I don't even correct that because I'm like, well,
Another day.
it's another day.
So, does that mean that you get to go to lots of these sorts of things?
I do actually. I get invited to a lot of events and I go to many of them.
So then you'll have to show me all of the ways to be best at a land party.
I feel like you'll do just fine.
Sam,
Yes.
I'm going to this is an actual rule in 20th anniversary edition. For that pun, I'm going to let you bank a -1 for a bunk.
This is the most dangerous game system I've ever played.
The bunks in this game allow you to do shit like that, where if you bring that to the table and it causes, in this case, groans, I will absolutely allow you to bank that. So write it down. At some point, you will be able to cash in and get a -1 difficulty using a bunk.
Amazing.
Yes, you are.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, so I like to think that Holly will pull out, and there's a moment where they shake their tail kind of funny, and I think no more of it. They hop into their chair,
Okay.
which doesn't have
Oh yeah, that's a good point. No.
not yet.
Neither
Until we
does
get
our
there.
motley.
Neither does our motley.
have
And
some
Kit shakes
ideas.
it out
Awesome.
on top of them.
That
We've
is also
never all
true.
been in the same room yet.
It's
Right,
true.
that's
Maybe
true.
that's the day that we will.
Mhm.
And start to go in toward
All
the
right.
closet of shinies.
Yes.
Everyone
like
is
to-
preparing. Yeah.
Pulp Fiction briefcase
Yeah,
style
totally.
closet.
So what we get is sort of a smash cut of what is happening right now. As this new motley in the Barony of Olives is preparing for an evening in a very unusual place to spend it. There is going to be a gathering of students at a school of etiquette that one of your motley members is attending. And what was meant to be just sort of a mandatory formal greeting, perhaps just a way of the school to sort of express its grandeur to its students to try to get people even more impressed with where they're going, is slowly starting to become one of the most anticipated party crashes in a while, as your motley is gearing up to do this. We see the two of you making the preparations. When Gera, you walk back into your room, you kind of look around at this incredibly decadent place, and the bar that was holding all of your curtains has been completely just torn down. There are no curtains at all now. You just have an open window. And the doors are still slightly ajar from when you snuck out onto the balcony and climbed down to get away. And back at the restaurant on the top floor in a slightly darkened room, finishing up a live stream.
Thank you, and that has been the restoration of Little Miss Echo, who was a lesser-known talking doll around the 1960s. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.
You see a bunch of the members in chat just saying, "Have a great night. I love
And
your voice."
Yeah.
A couple of bit donations as you.
You see ASMR satisfying restoration stream just close.
Okay.
And
Soft
then-
music play.
And then she leans back, looks at the pile of clothes on the floor. Oh boy. And then we could cut there.
That's a good button. And that will bring an end to chapter 3 of the Barony of Olives. Now, next game session, I believe we have our full group back. Unless, of course, something happens, but we should have our full motley ready to go just in time. And oh my God, look at me in the eye, all of you, and tell me you cannot wait to see Ruby in this place.
Yes, I was gonna say I would like to have also shot off a text message to Ruby.
To Ruby? No problem.
Yes, while we were getting ready for
The reply is something, if you can picture Bonnie's musical, high-pitched, slightly scratchy voice going, "Oh, I know that school. Oh yeah, I used to go there. I'll be there."
She went there.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh snap!
She said she went there.
Ah,
She went
oh
there?
right. I keep forgetting Puka. Puka. Ah, dang it.
All
I'm
caps.
too gullible. Steven's just gonna have to be gullible like me because
When I told
I'm always
Bonnie,
gonna fall for it.
I was like, just, when you play a puka, this is the way it's got to be. And she was like, oh man, yes. Okay, let's do this. All right, y'all.
Understand why everybody's saying, "Oh, Puka, what's
Puka.
the deal?" Ruby just wants lots of stuff.
Hey, we're going to do this before we log off because we did this last time. But I would like to incorporate this into the actual experience as we are logging off today. So before we do, everyone gains an automatic experience point.
Yes.
So gain 1 XP. I'm going to now go around to each one of you and ask you, over tonight's events, what do you think your character learned tonight? What was an experience that your character had that may have changed the way they were thinking? Or what did they learn tonight? What was something that happened to them tonight that you thought was interesting? Yes. this cute little sea urchin in the front row.
Land people can make fish. That's good.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, that's solid. You rolled a
fish is fun.
D100 multiple times and you found something. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else?
I learned what a nightmare can do to someone,
Yeah.
like firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Kiara learns that there doesn't seem to be an escape for her regarding
man.
the intricacies and dramas of courts and all of that jazz within the Cathane and the changelings and all of that.
Aisling learned that other people have shadows.
All right, everybody gain another XP. This one I'm handing out to everybody. Everybody gains an extra XP point here. The next step for good, just everyone. This is going to happen in every game session because I've been playing with y'all for years now, and I know role-playing reward XP hands down. I think I'm going to go ahead and award an extra XP to Eliza for Skeeta's Skeeta's diving into what happened to Skeeta and experiencing that and diving into that. That was great. And that was really hard because all of us knew exactly what Skeeta was going through. What do y'all think? Was there any moment that stood out to y'all aside from that moment with Skeeta? Can y'all think of something? Would y'all agree on anything like that? Yes.
Oh, I mean, are we just at it? If I can just pile on,
Yeah,
like stars for folks, just the beautiful bag. Hit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
do we have consensus? Okay, I'm gonna
hit you with my horde.
Yeah. In which case, Adriana, go ahead and give Gera another XP.
Thank you
for literally using one of your Cluricon background, your horde. You're literally picking up your
the
bag,
duffel
stuff that
bag
you got,
full of the
and using it
Oh,
to bludgeon to death a nightmare in full view of all the mortals.
I want to give a star.
Yeah.
I want to compliment Sam. What a wonderful, cool mechanic to give to yourself to roll for food and like new things you're gonna learn on land. To give yourself a instant die result of your experience on a spectrum for that. That's just so neat.
I learned from the best.
It's so fun.
Gain an XP for Holly.
Can I give one? I want to give one to Gina.
Okay.
Because I was so delighted by you protecting the two newbies, taking them away, and then just like me imagining the three of you in the closet and you in the trunk, like, are they almost done? Like, it was just so great. I just loved it.
Yeah, it's good. That was pretty solid. The last point that gets rewarded is if you've seen any moments of heroism where the character was risked, or there was an experience that brought the character to a very vulnerable place where things could have gotten very dangerous, but you did it anyway. All of y'all, from pushing Holly out of the way of a UPS truck to trying to engage a nightmare with your bare damn hands, to like rescuing that poor mortal and getting them out of there. I'm going to say everyone tonight gain one more point of XP to bring it to a close. Well done on all of that. When we come back to next game session, if you want to spend those experience points, do let me know what you purchase. The XP table is on page 176 of the core book if you are interested in buying anything. But do keep in mind that if you purchase any abilities or arts or glamour, anything like that, there needs to be a narrative how you cross that threshold and learn something new and why this was the moment. So keep that in mind. And with that, that is going to bring a close to our session tonight. So thank you so much to all the dreamers out there that are helping us make the Barony of Olives happen. We hope you've been enjoying Changing the Dreaming. We will see you next Monday night. Sweet dreams.